All right.
Hello, everybody, and I'm on the wrong window. There we go. It's off to an amazing start. That's right.
Well.
Good to see you all. I just thought I had double vision for a second. Well, there's a bird's eye view into what our guests get to see in the lovely angle the camera set.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, they can't hear you?
I don't know. I can't hear myself, but that's okay.
Oh, hang on one second. You talk. I'm going to fix this. There you go.
Hello, there you go. There, I could hear myself. Finally, you can hear me too. Well, hello. This is what happens. The one and only time when you don't test your mics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my fault.
Oh my God, come and give me a big kiss. Wow. You heard it here, folks. Make sure we'll be reviewing this on the greatest moments of Pusa Studios years down the road.
Usually people say that women like saying, I was right and I told you so. I really think that is the other way. I'm convinced it's the other way. So, and you were witnesses, just right about that. So.
We're not going to get too far into this, folks. We got all kinds of things to cover tonight. That's right.
That's right. Welcome to our Wednesday show, and it's our interview spot today. So welcome. If you're new, you are right on time. and right in the right place for the right reasons here. This is going to be an amazing show. We have amazing people joining us.
That's
two
right.
young men, two brothers from Methodbox.
This is going to be awesome.
Yes, they are creators on the rise. They are the new thing, the new big thing of YouTube. We believe so, and so many other supporters, creators on YouTube believe so as well. We're so excited for them to join us today. Wow, that it has been a ride even just this year, and year has just started for them. This is going to be their year, and we're so happy to be able to grab them right before they shoot up to that space location somewhere up there, quickly on the rocket ship.
That's right.
Or a choice of your vehicle. Vehicle of your choice.
Oh, I was like, you're on the run. I didn't want to
yeah, this is my caliber. Well, that's what's coming up in just a little bit of time. But before that, as we always do, our housekeeping here. So Andrew is going to be calling out your names in the roll call just in a little bit of time to say special thank you and hi to everyone who's joining us at the beginning of the live stream.
That's right, guys. I want to give a great big hello to each and every one of you guys for joining us. You are an unbelievable group of people, guys. Out of the billion-plus channels and all that life throws at you, you guys chose to spend a little time with us, and I cannot thank you enough. And a great way to thank you guys is going to be with the amazing guest we have tonight. You do not want to miss this. You've heard me preach and preach and preach about how we are a brand on YouTube. Tonight, we are going to cover that in detail, and that's why I'm so excited to have these guys on, because they got just coming back from a little thing with the 368. You talk about that every time I get that one backwards. You tell the story.
Well, they are going to be able to tell the
Yes.
story the best, but they have just returned from the trip to New York from a 368 location, which is basically created by Casey Neistat, and for creators to share the space for collab together, and that's where they were part of a very exclusive 100 creator micro conference. Yeah, there were lots of interesting keynote speakers. Cody Warner, Blake. Oh my God, there was so many people there. It's hard even to mention all of them, but I'm sure they're going to be talking about even more. So yes, we're excited about that. All the latest and all the newest stuff about YouTube, you guys. You want to know that.
Our
And
guests are here, guys.
Methodbox.
They're in the house, guys. There's Methodbox. There's your time. If you haven't subscribed to them yet, here's your chance. Can't find them any easier than that. Just look them up. Join their channel. Sealed and delivered guarantee from Pusa Studios. You will not go wrong with these guys. They are going to blow up huge. And this is the time to get to know them. I cannot stress this enough. We have a lot of guests on here. And this guest tonight is made for YouTubers, guys. You really need to hear this, what they're going to say. This is what's the things that's going to help transform your channel. It's going to help you take on a new way of looking at your channel. Branding is everything. Everything. We're all a brand the moment we come on here. We represent ourselves. Whatever your channel name is, you become that brand. And this message is really going to hit home, and I'm sure is going to motivate you. So
They are also amazing storytellers. They create videos in a documental storytelling style, which is amazing.
very good work.
Amazing. You can look at some of their work on their YouTube web platform, but also on the website as well. So all the links are down below in the description. We'll talk about that as well, because it definitely is a unique and creative approach to video making and storytelling. And of course, we want to know more about them. Who are they? Where are they from?
That's right.
And how did they decide to jump on YouTube?
Very true. That's right, guys. We are actually one away from 100 viewers in the chat right now. Let's get that up there, guys. Please tweet this out. Please DM friends and say, come on over. Everybody that has YouTube channels is going to want to hear this. And what a great thing to do for your friends, to tell them to come on over and join this conversation. They're not going to regret it. Tweeting it out, hitting the like button really does help us out a lot, guys. And if you're new here, hope you can hit the subscribe button. Check out all the things we do. We are on 6 nights a week. 5 nights, one afternoon show. And you can find our whole schedule on our About section. I keep forgetting that. Now you see I tried to put Zoom at the top tonight. That's going to take me a week to get used to. Nonetheless, there's our full schedule, guys. We have game show shout-out style nights where we spin a wheel, and whoever wins, we bring them up and review their channel. We have Tech Talk Tuesday. which last night, guys, we are close to hitting 3,000 views. By far the best Tech Talk Tuesday. And anybody's never joined it yet, it's 3 hours of us all just here together talking about YouTube. Any question, big or small, we don't have the answers. Somebody in the chat does. It's a co-op. We had 183 in the chat at one time. Absolutely phenomenal. That was so cool.
And that's all thanks to you guys,
That's
which
right.
is amazing. Your response to our shows has been incredible. So thank you for everything and all the support that we're having.
That's
and putting the word out about us as well all across the platforms. We so appreciate that. Thank you so, so much.
I also want to say, guys, another way to show you off to everybody, if you can take a selfie of you watching us. If you can't do a selfie of you, I just put the link in once again. There's the link to our Twitter. You can use the hashtag Blue Wrench Group. We'd love to see you guys. It's a great way if you have merch and stuff. There's no self-promotion on the channel, but there you can. You got merch and all this stuff. It's a great place to get up there and let people see what you got going on.
And if you're new to our channel, like Mike Weaver or Wiesner, you're wondering why everybody is having their blue wrenches. Well, it is a philosophy here. It's not a status. We
Right.
all are contributing to the quality and the content of the show here. And yes, if the chat is going too fast for you, just scroll up till you see the arrow. It will pause it for you, and then you can scroll it at your own speedy leisure.
Ashley Beauty says, I'm in bed with my PJs on. You defo don't want a selfie of me. Well, we've had them before. We've had selfies from almost every place imaginable. Some of you guys come up with such creative ideas. But it's just great to have you in the chat. Such a pleasure. I also want to mention, guys, very quickly, we're going to touch on a little tiny bit of news here. Let me get this rolling. Alrighty. You guys are familiar, a lot of you that join us regularly by now, there's a movement started, kind of inspired what we went through, which is so cool, to get rid of the dislike button on YouTube that has lost its use as a proper accession of somebody's work and more used in bullying groups and stuff like that. Well, this movement has gotten traction, guys. Big traction. And there they are, guys, on Creator Insight. They are in discussions right now to decide what is going to be the fate of the dislike button. And it's going to be either getting, one of the options is to get rid of it completely, or to make it hard to use by having to fill out maybe a 3 or 4 point questionnaire to do it. Different things to make it not just a tool to be used by bots or by a group of people who just don't like somebody. To make it more autonomous for doing it. This is really amazing. I am posting in the link once again here, guys. If you haven't joined the movement yet, people were hiding their likes and dislikes in protest of it, and the included hashtags there as well. There's a video there, plus another video on how to actually hide your likes and dislikes. So something I just wanted to update you guys on too, and I think is amazing that they are having the discussion. It is long, long, long overdue. So.
Yes, that's right. And wanted to thank once again Mark Hensby and Danny Black, who also have contributed to this movement. And hopefully something is going to go on to the right direction. Thank you so much for everybody who have joined it. Thank you so much. Well, we have lots of new channels joining in here. So just reminding you guys, if you are new, we would appreciate if you can subscribe to us if you like what you see, and hit that bell so you know when we are on next, although we are on here every day except for Saturday.
That's right.
That's right, guys. And yes, we're going to do a roll call just in a little bit of time.
Yep.
So don't go anywhere. And just before that, we have Blue Wrench Group merch.
That's right. Guys, we have everything in here. T-shirts, stuff for little ones, mugs, sweatshirts, hoodies, and of course, Xenia's amazing job at doing the seamless Blue Wrench Group leggings, which once again, I'll say every time, I didn't think was going to do very well. Ended up being our biggest seller, which is so amazing. So yeah, kudos to her on there. So it is a seamless Blue Wrench pattern. As we've heard us say, anybody new here, it is a philosophy, the Blue Wrench, not a status thing. We are all in this together, whether you have 20 subscribers, 20,000, 200,000. We are all creators under one roof. We are all real people and face the same trials and tribulations on this platform. And it's just a place to all be together and support each other. Support goes way past subbing to somebody. Support means collaboration, being there when they're getting down. YouTube can be a grind by times for some, and it can wear them down. Be there for each other. Treat each other always as a human being, and this platform will just get better and better and better.
All the information that we're mentioning, by the way, is available in our description section below. There's lots of information for you as well to learn as well as if you're looking for some tools for YouTubers as you are a creator. You can go to our Tuesday Tech Talk, which, by the way, is linked up above in that iCard, and check the description there. Plenty of tools for you for free to use to grow your channel together.
We got 116 in the chat right now, guys. Keep tweeting it out. Keep tweeting it out. Everybody's got to hear this message tonight. This is a night for YouTubers en masse, guys. You definitely want to hear what these guys got to say. It is going to inspire you. It is going to knock home some of those ideas we've been talking about. Further vindication of that. And after their little trip to New York with some great info, I mean, these guys are going to be power hitters. They're going to be a huge, huge force on YouTube. I truly believe that. And this is the time to get to know them guys on the ground floor. So this is an opportunity of a lifetime.
Marcel Harding was purchased a coffee mug. Well, thank you so much for support, and we hope to see a selfie once you receive it. Thank you so much. Appreciate that a lot.
I gotta say, Marcel, it's nice to have you back, and great to see you in the chats and that. And always a pleasure. Known you pretty much since we got going on here. It's good to see you.
Just a reminder for everybody, guys, this is an interview night. Please, no self-promotion, no sub for sub, or any way or form posting any links or numbers. Please respect our guests in the chat, people who is watching this stream for their entertainment and education. Otherwise, you will get timed out and eventually removed.
That was cross. That was very cross.
Well, well. So we are gonna do a
roll call. It's
roll
time.
Call, and that's your cue to like, share, and do a hashtag Blue Ridge Group selfie on Twitter.
That's right, guys. Time for me to make a mess of a bunch of names, but please know I do it out of love. And as always, you guys are the stars of the show. Except for tonight, always when we have guests. The main stars, you guys are the secondary ones, and we're the blue-collar workers here to support you guys. That's right. We're doing all the heavy lifting. So with that said, you guys deserve an arena-sized welcome, as always. And that means, folks, it's time for the Echo welcome to each and every one of you. I want to give a great big welcome to Yen Waters, Witch on Wheels, Walker Fam, Vexicore, UK Scrapper, Tootsie Rolling Stone Travels, Two Sushi, The Voltage Kid, The Southern Latina, The Dragon God, oh, there we go, The Creator Spotlight Show, The Beard Times 6D, and Terrell's Artwork Channel. Side note, Terrell's Artwork Channel is the original wrench in here when there was nobody else to mod for. There was us and Terrell. Terrell's been nothing but amazing to us, so please show Terrell some love. Sir and Effie's channel, Silver Shadows is here. Sergeant Slaughter's Slot Machine videos, Scrapping Irish, SM Gamer, Riley Brock, Omar Master, Northwest Open Season. We have Sandra Bennett, Ninja, Nicholas Poulet Outdoors, Nicholas Adams, Naveri Fam is here, Nappy Missy 101, Miss Naturally Nollins. We have Mortal Human 897, Mind of Combat. We have Mike Weaver. We have our guest for this evening, of course, Methodbox. Great to see you in here. Once again, guys, great time to subscribe to them, and so you can check out everything they do after the live stream. Marcel Harding's here. Mad Russian Scientist. Leonard Plays. La La Lydia's Life. We have Lake Creek Bottoms Outdoors. There we go. Lady Funko's here. Kush FPV. We have KTO Clamp God. Cobus Dubus 2.0. Cardoso Media is here. Just My Fish. Just Pamela. Joe Mann. Joanne Plans. Jenny Morris here. Icebergen. Hungry Squad. Hubert Gunpowder. Hoisher Fishing. HB Feingen. Excuse me. Oh my God, what a disaster. I'm so sorry. Gussie Wells is here. Green Street Recycling Man. Good Cemeteries Gone Bad, Gloomy Souls, Ghost Mafia, Gabriel Z, Foulfish, Aaron's Family, Eileen Villieu the Fam, Edness, Destination Chronicles, Denise 84 Nations 13, Dark One, Canadian Drone Hub, CJ Vid, Brittany Brown Eyes Gaming, Blanca Guyo, Barry Cherry, BC Sasquatch Exclusive X, Ashley Beauty, Andrew and Xavier XOXO, Alexa Mancini, Alex the Blue Man, reviewer and gamer, Agnes M, a Wiesner, and Two Chicks Crew. Welcome to each and every one of you. If we missed your name, please say hi and highlight our name so we can definitely say hi to you as well. I see Brian. Oh, Brian's here. Brian Vostach, how are you? Great to see you.
Hello to each and every one of you, and hello for those of you who are listening to us on their headphones. Say hi.
That's right. I guess we can
in the chat if you can, and if you can, that's okay too. Hope you enjoy your Wednesday night or Thursday morning with us.
That's right, guys. We're at 120 in the chat. Keep them coming. Keep tweeting it out. Keep telling friends, guys. Let's get a arena-sized group in here tonight. Everybody wins, guys, in numbers on YouTube.
Silver Shadow is in. Cardoso Media. My Family Garden is in as well. Not another cooking show. Hello and welcome to our channel here too.
Yes, nice to see you.
Leonard Chase warming up with us from the cold. That's right. It's a deep freeze out there. We are in the middle of polar vortex. Kush FPV, yes. Just my fish.
Beautiful channel, not another cooking show. Wow.
Yes, beautifully done. That's amazing.
Just gave you your mod. Great to meet you.
Sky Pilot. Hello, Mystic Angel Christina. Hello to each and every one of you. Jelly Duck, hello.
Jelly Duck, how are you, my friend? Actually, you're missing my name. So sorry, wasn't in the list. It updates periodically. Great to have you in here. Great to have you in here, all the way from Kuwait. Guys, what a marvel. What a feat. We are broadcasting live around the world, all these different time zones, some into the next day, some in the middle of the night, and some just in mid-afternoon, or if you're like us here in Montreal, going into the evening, Eastern Standard Time. Great to see each and every one of you guys here, and we got one heck of a show. We got our guests coming on in just a few moments, guys, so don't move a muscle. Please hit the like button. Please tweet it out. Please tell friends. Let's get as many in here as possible.
That's right. Sleeping Artist ASMR. Hello. SM Gamer. Hello. Gloomy Souls. Hello. Voltage Kid. Hello, each and every one of you. I've been here for all months and I'm enjoying the positive vibes. Phantoms Wolves, thank you so much. I do appreciate that a lot. Yes, Scotland here. Where are you guys from? We always love seeing
guys, type in the chat.
Where are you guys from? Put it in the chat, as Andrew just was saying. We are in Montreal, and it's cold.
The cutting board, vending machine break. Well, I'm glad you could join us for that. That's awesome. We got Cryptics in here. Thank you for tweeting out the stream, my friend. Sparkle for Lisa, how are you? Great to see you. Guys, like I say, highlight our names so we don't miss you if you're saying hi. We got Vexicor is here. Always a pleasure. James Webb. I'm just going to the list trying to pick out Gloomy Souls. Anybody else you see, hon? Yen Waters.
For Lisa, yeah. Gabrielle Z. Brian, how are you doing?
Got Leonard Plays and Foulfish.
That's amazing, guys. And Frozen Fury, Glam Beauty, hello and welcome here. If you're new, please subscribe and hit the bell button. We do appreciate that. Subscribe button is just down below in the corner. And in just a little bit of time, we're going to invite our guests. But before that, we're going to look at hashtag Blue Ranch Group selfies on Twitter.
That's right, guys. And it's not too late. Here is the link. It's a great place to be seen. A selfie of you watching us. If you can't do that, a selfie of you, upload it to our Twitter. The link is there. Please use the hashtag Blue Wrench Group so we can see you. There is no self-promotion in the chat, but that's a great place to do it. Put on your merch. Show everybody what you got going on. Whatever it is you want to show off about your channel, that's a great place to do it. So, oh my God, the Voltage Kid, Pusa Studio equals best YouTuber in hospital.
Not sure if it's a compliment or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I hope it doesn't mean that you're in the hospital.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. Ah, wow. Clinton Boysen, there you go. Clinton Boysen, shout out for you. Hashtag Blue Ridge Group. It's a great way for you to connect with each other, not only on YouTube, but outside of it as well. You can post it on Instagram, Facebook as well. We are going to show only the Twitter ones though, but we definitely will check up on all of them afterwards. It's a great place for you to connect with each other, comment on each other's pictures, follow each other on Twitter as well. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. It's great to connect with each other outside and inside of YouTube.
Frozen Fury's in the house. There he is, the man with the electrified fingers, an amazing guitar player, one of our prior guests. Great to see you, my friend. Kimber Kiss is in here, who hit 2K last night. It was so awesome. Great to see you. Great to see you. All kinds of amazing channels. Brand Eyes Gaming's.
Gil Skills.
Gil Skills is here. Great to see you, my friend.
Fly Natural.
Yeah, Leonard Shea is in here.
Aidan S. Two Chicks Crew. Oh, wow. Brian Ice Gaming. Yes, so many amazing people. Well, what do you think?
Breezy Dadon says, love it here. Well, we love having you here. Thank you so much for coming.
Frozen Fury of being frozen.
Oh, no.
I hope you're joking.
You never know with you. You have that sense of humor. I hope it's just a joke.
I hope it's just a joke. Yes.
Thank you, Kimber Kiss. Great channel like you in here helps us out a lot. So all the work goes to you. You're the one who gained them. We just sent a couple your way at the end.
That's right, guys. Remember, it's you who creates the content and makes those watchers and viewers come back for more.
And who makes our live streams, guys? We have an 80-20 theory. 80% is you guys, 20% us. We built a house. You guys definitely made it a home, and thank you so much for making us look well and making everybody's time in the chat and our guest time here so absolutely pleasurable. It's all you guys.
We are in it together.
That's right.
That's right. Do you think it's time to look at the Blue Ridge Group selfies?
Yes, there we go. We go up, and I love Jelly Duck's one. That is cool.
merch.
I love it. I love it. Very cool. It's such like a Microsoft meets the Beatles.
Yes.
You know,
I love that.
I think that's really cool.
Really great. An Andy Warhol experience.
Exactly. Yeah. The old silk screening. I love it. I love it. You're better looking than Marilyn. You're the male equivalent of Marilyn. Okay, just making sure.
Frozen Fury.
You didn't have to spend to tell us. We just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yes. Thank you so much, though.
Sean Panic D Videos, I did miss you, my friend, and it's so great to have you in here. Sorry, I missed you today. Your message, I'll tell you about it though after. I'm going to message you, so sorry.
Thank you, SM Gamer. Thank you so much. I love connecting, getting to know you guys. It means a lot. Thank you so much for supporting us through Super Chat. Appreciate that a lot.
And remember, guys, right back at you. It's a pleasure to know you guys. And same for TCTV. Awesome to have you in, and always great to see you.
The Voltage Kid. No, of course not.
Don't worry about that.
We're just joking around.
We were more worried that you might not be feeling well or something. Then that got messed around. So I'm just glad everything's okay. And thank you so much for the amazing compliment.
Witch on Wheels is here as well.
She is awesome. I love her attitude. Great show. I catch her in the morning sometimes. Awesome.
And the new merch store is open
for
scrapping Irish as well.
This is what I'm talking about, branding, guys. The branding's going to be a big part tonight. Taking opportunities of these selfies to put it in. Look at us surrounded, guys, by awesome merch. That is spectacular. That's the way to do it. And your merch looks fantastic, my friend.
And St. Patrick's Day is coming up real soon, too.
That's right. That's right, guys. Everybody needs something for St. Patty's Day. Look no further than Scrapping Irish. Support somebody you know and get ready for St. Patrick's all at the same time. And we have Sleeping Artist ASMR. Great to see you. I'm so glad you can make it.
That's awesome.
I love it. Thank you so very much. That is awesome. Really, really great. Lydia's life. There she is. The first person that ever bought the leggings.
That's right. That's right.
No,
she started the trend.
That's right. Oh my God. I don't think Xenia could sleep that night. She was so excited.
Oh, I was so excited. Yes. And that was my I told you so moment.
Yes, it was. Like she said, there's only women there. I just took the words out of my mouth. Women are good at doing that one too.
Yeah. I was just joking at the beginning. Of course we are. Who is not?
Oh my God. Thumbs up, kids. Thumbs up, kids. Come and join the awesome duo. Pusa Studios live right now. Thank you so very much. What's your partner's name here? Oh my God! Oh my! Look at the look. It's like okay, take the picture, then let me get back to resting.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna bring back up a Blue Ranch Group selfie pet special like we had one of the evenings where we had a whole collection of them. So we definitely maybe next week we'll do that. So get ready with your pet pictures.
Alrighty, guys, we got 2 more here already. Again, we got Vexy. You have such amazing anime shots. It was snowing this morning, just like this picture. I love how you do that, by the way. It's not just a picture, but it ties into something like in your day or something like that. Very, very. That's really cool. Oh, I forgot to hit the heart. There we go. I'm so bad at that. Xenia does this after when I miss them. My apologies. Jesse Robert Garza, how are you? Hi, I am Thor.
Look at that. Yesterday I was watching us. Today is watching right at the camera. He's posing.
Oh, yeah. Means business.
Yes.
Means business.
He's like, come on already. Had a selfie yesterday. How many? Yeah, it's definitely coming back with pet.
It's like, am I getting paid for this
next week? Yeah. How much? Not enough. Party Cloudy 420. Row standing room only. Well, there's still plenty of space here.
Yes.
So guys, share it out if you haven't yet, and thank you if you had already. Like if you haven't yet, and of course hit that red subscribe button if you're new, and if you're not new, double check if you're still subscribed to us.
Thank you very much, Nappy Missy 101. Right now it's almost 1 a.m. here. We appreciate you guys so much for the time you put in to hang out here at it's so awesome. Oh my God, Hiking Deep, great to see you, my friends. Oh, I love this channel so much. We have a 32-pound cat that is over a yard long. What is it, a lynx or something like that? Wow.
We have a picture of it.
Yeah.
I somehow have a feeling that we're going to have a pet special today.
Yes.
We're not going to wait till next week. We want to see the cat.
Well, it's more than welcome, guys. You guys want to send in your pets, please do. Also, though, guys, please hit the like button, tweet it out. There's a great crowd here. This is a night for YouTubers, guys, like no other. I kid you not. This is where you're going to get tons of information for your channel about branding and that. You cannot go wrong on this. WJ Auto Works. There's my friend, like my little brother in real life. It's great to have you in here. Hey, any truck guys or girls here? Yeah, he's truck and car crazy. Mostly truck, but car. It's a mechanic.
Sparkle for Lisa. It's Blue Ranch Group. # Blue Ranch Group. And that way we're going to be finding it all together.
Here, I'll paste it again. You can just copy it over.
Yeah.
There you go. It'll be right in the post at the bottom. And you can copy it right there, make it easier.
Sorry. And yeah, you can just retweet the picture with it. Yes. Sorry.
No, it's okay. More the merrier.
As I was talking.
I want to welcome all the new people tonight. Man. Ray Kit is in the house.
Hello.
There he is. How are you, my friend?
Howdy, Warner.
Hey.
Hello, one of our past guests as well, Cody Water, a guest in our season 1. Hello, good to see you again.
That's awesome to have you in, my friend. We've been following you. You're keeping in touch. You're doing fantastic, guys. We had him on last end of May, June?
Yeah,
June, I think. He had 2.8K subscribers, and now he sits at, 45, 46. He's climbing so much, I can't even keep track.
So much have changed, Cody, hasn't it? He's a full-time YouTuber now.
Yes,
congratulations.
He is. and he's definitely earned he's earned it. He puts on a great show, a great vlogger.
Hustle, that's for sure, Cody.
And once again, Great Kid is an awesome channel, another past guest, one of the greatest gaming channels I've had the pleasure of meeting. We've had the pleasure of meeting. The one that really makes it so enjoyable to watch. So great to have you in, my friend.
That's right. Latest House of Chill is joining us as well. Hello,
hey.
Everybody who's just joining us. We are going to be inviting our guests in a couple of moments. I'm sure you're impatiently waiting.
It is just about that time.
It is.
I'm going to get it set up. You take over the helm, hun. I'll get that set up.
Just wanted to remind you guys that you are welcome to ask questions to our guests. Just a reminder, put @Pusa Studios or #Push Studios if you're on your phone to light up it orange so I can see, copy it, and save it so we can ask your questions during and at the end of the live stream. So please do. I'm sure there's going to be lots of questions about news on YouTube, all the creators things, 368, and of course branding. That's all and everything that we want to know. Of course, we want to know more. What to do on YouTube here, and these are the guys that know the answers.
What do you think? Some time to join them, huh?
I think so.
Alrighty, guys, let's welcome our guests. Good afternoon, guys. How are you today?
Hey, how's it going?
Really well.
Oh, it's so good to have you guys on. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I know. Yeah, go ahead.
Before we even get started, I'm going to do a very YouTube thing right now. I'm going to go turn on my camera so we get a little bit of footage.
I love that. I love that. Great to see you. Maybe I'll get you guys, if you can, are you able to tilt your camera up just a little bit higher? We're kind of losing a bit of your head.
No problem.
There we go. Now we can get you all in. That's perfect. So, thank you so much. It was great talking to you guys a while ago. Getting to know you was a short talk, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys are really getting on the scene. Like you say, you already even did a podcast this week. So you guys are, I think this is going to be a lot in your future, these interviews.
Yeah, we hope so. They're really good discussions. They get us thinking a lot about ourselves. We do a lot of introspection. There are times I feel like I learn a lot about Nathan, things I wouldn't have even known until we have someone that brings it out in us. So that's kind of cool.
That's a very good point, by the way. I never thought of that. You know, even as a group, there is still so much room for self-discovery in each other and that. And sometimes you never think of those questions to ask until it's a third party comes in.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, even just being with Jonathan, teaming up on this thing, I've learned so much already, and it's great to have someone else's perspective when doing this. Having a partner, it's very helpful. I'm sure you know.
By the way, guys, congrats on your success. You guys have been just skyrocketing this past year.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, we've been blessed with great channels like you guys and stuff like that, you know. As you guys say with partners, same with us, you know, it is a networking game, you know, and getting to know as many good channels as possible is what makes it happen. I want to ask you guys about partners right off the bat since you guys joined up. YouTube, of course, there's a lot of collaboration, but it's a lot of individuals on here, you know, and it tends to be a lot of strong individual personalities.
Sure.
How did you guys meet up, and how do you guys feel like it's working since you've been together?
Yeah, well, first off, you're absolutely right. It's a very lonely journey. Even when you have a loved one, a brother who's your business partner and fellow collaborator, it's still lonely. That's why we get so excited when we get to go to these conferences, because you meet all these like-minded people. We all emerge out of our creative caves together, and collectively we delve into this magical feeling of finding these like-minded people. But yeah, so definitely a lonely experience. How do we find each other, Nathan?
So, Jonathan, well, being my older brother, I've known
him
since I was
setup,
born.
by the way. It's hoping you guys will go along with it. So.
I found him the day he was born.
Yeah. I woke up and there he was waiting for me.
I love it.
But, so I kind of grew up knowing him, obviously, and he was kind of there as I was like developing as a human being, I guess you could say. And when I was about 10 years old, was I about 10?
Yeah.
He moved to Los Angeles to pursue his filmmaking career out here. And since then, you know, I hadn't seen him or anything. Like it went from him living with me and then he was gone. So it's like, oh, there goes my brother. And so there was a lot of time in between where we weren't able to, you know, like I saw him, but we weren't able to like bond and grow up. And like, he wasn't there during like my developmental phase or whatever. Until about a year and a half ago, I decided that I wanted to come out to California, to come out and live out here. So I called this guy up and I was like, hey, like, here's the deal. I want to come do this thing. Like, how do you feel about this? And
yeah, so you're right. I missed out on Nathan's formative years, which I was super bummed on. So this very much feels like this collaboration feels like we're making up for some lost time, which is really nice. But yeah, Nathan was California dreaming, and I didn't even know it. You know, it seemed like he just wanted to come out. You're kind of slick about it. It seemed like he just wanted to come out here just to, just see what California's about. No, he had YouTube on the brain. And what's funny is that at the time, you know, me being a filmmaker, I had my nose up to YouTube. Yeah. But YouTube is exactly where it's at as far as if you're an artist and you want your work to be seen, if you want to develop a community, that's the place to go. If you want to develop a personal brand, which is what we're going to delve into today, you should definitely be on YouTube. YouTube is the behind the scenes to the world that you want an audience to know about you.
And it's funny how that came through Hollywood and everything, and now is transforming so much onto YouTube. It's like, you know, some of the biggest names were the latest to the show to get it, you know?
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, when I came out here, like he said, I had YouTube on the mind. I had already had a YouTube channel, but I was focusing more on technology, like tech reviews and that kind of stuff. But when I came out here, I kind of wanted to kind of pivot from that a little bit. I still wanted to do tech, but I wanted to incorporate more of my personality, maybe more vlog stuff, make a personal brand around myself rather than like this tech thing that I was doing. So I kind of had paused a little bit on the YouTube and was trying to, brainstorm, like come up with ideas, figured out what was working for other people and how I wanted to stop and like think about what I liked from the people that I watch and see how I can incorporate that to myself and my channel. So I was like thinking, and Jonathan saw me like trying to come up with ideas. I would constantly like, talk to him like, what do you think if I did this? What about this? What about that? And I think eventually I was like, hey,
at the time it was very much Nathan was going to do this on his own, and I was just going to kind of watch him from afar, maybe give him a little bit some filmmaking insights. But it quickly became apparent that we needed to team up. One conversation I remember having was specifically about if there were a topic to pick to delve into, how cool would it be to focus on branding? Branding specifically because it's large enough of a topic where we can basically do whatever we want. We can interview whomever we want because everyone is trying to build something. Right. But also it's niche enough that we're the brand guys. We're the guys that focus on branding.
So smart.
Yeah, and Jonathan being out here for the 10 years that he has been out here and like working on different projects like music videos and films that he's done, he's amassed this network of people that he they can like have at his like arm's reach. So we thought it was a good idea, like maybe using his network with my knowings of the YouTube and like how to work it, we could be great partners.
So ultimately ends up being a nice little alchemy of the YouTube world and the filmmaking world.
So such an amazing idea, and it's so important to find that niche but a marketable one, and one that gives you that range like you say. And like I told you guys in the I'm always pushing that. Anybody who just started on here, you're a brand. The moment you get on, you're starting off your brand. Whatever channel name you are, that's going to be you down the road for a long time.
And I think branding has changed too in a way.
Yes.
It's not brand as a company brand anymore. It is more a personality brand that we're talking about. So no matter if it's a channel that's associated with you, a website or company, it's still you that is a brand.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
And even before we put out our first video, we had a lot of talks of like, okay, we need to figure out what we want to do and then like hit the ground running. So like we had a solid idea from the very beginning. So at any point you could go back to our first video and like it's the start of the story arc. So you could see that, from the first episode, we knew what we were trying to do, and that still translates to the stuff we put out today. Exactly.
Definitely. I think you're 100% right too about everyone should have a brand at this point. I'm an advocate that in 2019 everybody should have a personal brand. Even if you don't have that thing yet that you want to do, start growing that community around your message. Everybody has a message. Everybody wants to propagate something. They want to push something forward. So start working on that. One of these days, might be 5 years down the line, that idea is going to hit you.
Yes.
And how awesome is it that you have that community and that aura already that you've built for yourself that you can now use to launch yourself.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the world we live into, we always talk about how fast technologically it's advanced, but it's also advanced as us in our self-identification in the world. The days are gone where, well, I'm going to get out of school and, either you're going to go to college or, you know what, I'm going to work at General Electric and get my 25 years and get my pension. We're all brands now because most of us are self-employed. Most of us will have multiple careers in our life. We've all become, even in life, a brand. Mm-hmm. Like if you go higher, you're Andrew, and this is my brand, and this is what I stand by, this is what I do. Right. It's the world we live in.
Even if you're right, even if you're not a freelancer, if you want to be an employee to someone, everyone is matched up for degree. So what is it about you that stands out versus this person? When you take a look at their resume, mm-hmm. I mean, a resume is basically a personality breakdown. Yes. Here are my interests. Here's what I've done. Here's my experience. That is a flavor. That is something I want to be around. That you're hired. Yes. So I think you're right.
And it ties in. I mean, YouTube is. You pick an interest, you pick a topic, whatever you want to call it, and right from there on in, you want to be that person, that go-to person for that topic. I mean, that's everybody's kind of end goal with it is, You have the niche, and not that you want to cut anybody's throat, but you still want to be as advanced in that niche as possible, no matter how big or small it is.
When choosing your niche, I know that a lot of people kind of overthink the what I want to get into isn't as searchable or isn't as like many people aren't interested in whatever it is I'm interested in. But chances are, like, if you're into something, there's probably like a huge audience out there that are into the same exact thing that you are. So if you can be, like you said, the go-to person for that thing, then like you're gonna blow up. You know what I mean?
So trust your gut.
Yep. And you can also bring people into it that are never even thought they were interested into it. Part of it is the recruitment side, not just the converted.
Yeah, like yesterday, I had there was just a tweet between two followers of ours, and the girl that was tweeting, she didn't have a YouTube channel, and it's like, oh, I'm just thinking maybe someday. Like, go for it, do it now. Don't think, do it now. You know,
it's okay at the beginning to not have it. It's like, I used it last night. It's like going to college. You know, you might go in saying I love the science, and 2 semesters later, well, I think I'm more destined for history. At some point, you got to pick a major, but it's not right off the bat. It is okay to find your voice when you first start.
Yeah. For sure.
And Nathan is a big fan of that. Just jump into it. I say that there is a caveat to the jump head first thing. I feel that one should do a little bit of R&D, a little bit of research into what it is, just so that you're off on the right foot. I mean, if there are things you can learn in doing your due diligence and doing your research, even if you gave it a week's time of just every day hitting it, thing you want to delve into, there's a lot of things you can learn, mistakes that you could prevent from happening if you just do a little bit of research beforehand. But yes, with that being said, don't wait too long. Go at it.
And I agree with you on that too as well. There is that too. So we had a channel in last night, our Tech Talk Tuesday, he only had 15 subscribers. He spent 3 hours saying, oh, I'm taking notes on this and asking questions. I'm like, this guy is going to do something here. I love his energy. He's not 600 and wondering if he should do something. This guy is going to go somewhere. I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and it actually gave me a boost watching him do it, you know? And that's what's cool.
And one of the things I like about people who don't, like, it's good to plan and figure out what you want to do. But one of the good things that comes with like just starting is that if you're putting yourself in front of the camera, that's the hardest thing, and you're naturally going to get better at that. And no matter what, even if you have like this set idea of what you want to do, no matter what, you're going to evolve over time. Yes. You know, you're going to figure out what you want to do more, like aspects of your work that you like and want to focus on more. Like it's just important to start recording yourself, like even if it's bad, even if you're not going to upload it to YouTube, like get comfortable in talking to a camera, like imagining that there's people on the other side, and like the more you do that, the better you're going to get and the more natural it'll feel.
And I gotta say, that's been really interesting for me. So for me, YouTube in large part is a form of expression. I get to be an artist, you know, along with my brother. We get to do our thing. We get to create. We're content creators. But with that territory comes, we have to be in front of the camera. And being in front of the camera, I'm not used to that. I'm used to being behind the camera. But if this is what we have to do, this is what we have to do. And if we're telling people in 2019, you should be building a personal brand, you should start getting comfortable with putting yourself out there. Not just your message, but you as a person, because people need to care about you as a person before they care about that thing, the product that you're promoting. So with that comes getting out of your comfort zone. So I completely agree with you.
I will say that if say you don't want to like take the plunge into YouTube right away, like, cause that's a big thing, you know, putting yourself out there like that and making a whole crafted YouTube video. Like if you have an Instagram account, just talk to the camera, post something on Instagram on your story. It's super easy. Just like the more you do that, the more natural it'll feel. Like talk to your followers as if they're like you're updating them on something. It's a great way to like create that connection with somebody, and like it gives them a more intimate like look into your life.
I like that. That's a really good idea.
See, Andrew, I told you we're going to get us to shut up.
I want this. This is what I want. I am listening fruitfully. I love this. This is my pleasure.
Touching up on different platforms, though, it's interesting that you said about Instagram and YouTube. This is our second season, so, you know, we're streaming 6 times a week, so we kind of got comfortable being in front of camera, although still sometimes getting glitched everywhere. But I have never done the Instagram lives, and I just recently started it, and I was it was just like an interesting experience that it feels so much different. I was so nervous to start it, although like it's still online platform and still basically doing the same thing as on YouTube, but it somehow felt different.
Well, Yeah, every social media platform is different.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you have to leverage that. You have to know what each one is good at doing and showcasing your personality and your brand, and exploit that part of the platform. So, for example, the things that we post on YouTube isn't necessarily what we're going to post on Instagram, and vice versa. We use our Instagram. For example, today we were promoting being on this interview with you. That's something that we knew that Twitter was good for, and that we knew Instagram stories were good for. So we just what do I want to say? We bombarded both of those platforms with that. And then eventually, maybe a week down the line, we'll do something that's more vloggy, more well produced. We've got some cameras going right now. That's what I went to go do, turn on cameras, and we'll craft a video out of this. But that's going to be the YouTube platform. So use the platforms for what they're meant for.
Absolutely love that.
I have a question for you, if I can use you for a second, in a sort of way. Up until now, Instagram for us was more as a photography portfolio for me, because that's how eventually we started. Andrew was more on YouTube posting his videos, and I was putting my photography on Instagram. Besides the stories on Instagram, I haven't really put any posts with regards to our YouTube, things going on posts whatsoever. Yes, it still is solely photography. And I still wonder, and I haven't really found an answer, how to gradually transform, or not gradually transform, that into YouTube kind of side platform for what we do here, but at the same time still keeping that photography part. Sure.
Well, so for example, like we have our own personal Instagrams, and then we also have like the Methodbox Instagram, right?
Right.
And what we've learned is that people, they like followers, they like to humanize things. So it's like if you have this this profile that's like just a bunch of photographs, people like to associate that with a face. They like to understand the person that's taking the photograph. So one of the things that we do is, like, for example, on our Instagram story, like yesterday, people that follow us on Instagram, the Methodbox account, they know that as of recently, I've been getting really into cooking. Like every day I'm posting something that I cooked today. And like yesterday I did an unboxing of a knife on Instagram, because like those people know that like I'm really getting into cooking right now. And they're like, they feel the excitement. You're bringing them on the journey with you. So I think if you can like provoke emotional feeling within your audience, that's a great way to like bridge that gap between like your art that you want to put out and like the personality side of you.
Yes, cluing them into who you are as a person.
Yes,
will enhance the art that you're putting out there.
Okay.
And
I agree.
And don't forget, you have a community. Like your home base seems to be YouTube.
Yeah.
You have a community there. Don't be afraid to migrate them over to other platforms, and vice versa. That's the idea. So don't be afraid to tell people, which it seems like we were listening to you in your pre-show. It seems like you guys are pretty good at that. So we're talking more to your audience. Don't be afraid to tell people, hey, on Twitter, go check us out on YouTube. Hey, on YouTube, go check us out on Instagram.
As far as like the transition, I think you just gotta like just start doing it. It's like, I don't know if there's ever like a good transition point. I think like the more you do it, it'll just become the new norm, and then people will just get used to that and be like, oh, okay, this is what to expect from them now. And I feel like people like that, because I mean, they're tuning into live streams and it's you guys talking. Obviously, you guys are like
really good.
Yeah, you're good at cultivating people's attention and keeping them here. So I feel like it's right up your alley. Like you guys wouldn't have a problem with it.
Well, we have the same background as you guys. Like that's why Pusa Studios is an actual business. We do video and photography. And this was supposed to be where I do my projects that I don't do for customers on here, Xenia on Instagram. So I was the same as you. Like we're working in the industry, not ever showing my face ever.
No.
This was the worst thing ever. To be honest, full disclosure, I didn't even understand the point of a live stream up until like March. I'm like, why do people even go to these things?
Now look at you.
Now look at me as I put the foot deep in my mouth. But
that just goes to I mean, the more you sorry to interrupt. Get yourself out there, and then you'll start doing things you didn't realize you could be doing.
That's true. It is, and it is scary at first, but and that's just something I tell people. If you already have a following on YouTube, even if it's 10 people, you go live, somebody is going to come to see you. Somebody is curious to hear something you got to say. So you already 100%. Have that going for you, even before you get started. So
thank you for answering.
Yeah, no, that was a really good answer, because we have been struggling with that. So.
Sure.
Like I said, guys, please tweet this out. Tell everybody about it. Already, I'm feeling inspired. So, and I know a lot in the audience are as well. I can see it. So,
but yeah, that ties in with like the importance of building a personal brand. That's why that's why vloggers got so popular, right? Because they're showing themselves and their struggles and their lives on a daily basis. Yeah. So you're able to see what it's like for them, and it's usually raw, kind of like, I mean, it's edited, but they keep stuff in there that makes you feel like you're one of their friends, you know? It's like, oh, Casey or Cody uploaded a video today. Time to go hang out with my friend and like see what they did today. So I think being able to feel like know somebody, that's a strong reason why people watch and like keep up with you. Well,
until recently, all of our stars were isolated. They were very choreographed, how they acted in public, what they said. You never got to have any bond with them. They were like aliens almost put on this earth, you know, with no connection to humanity. And since the early 2000s, when we first got our taste of reality TV, and we quickly realized it was anything but, I think it created a thirst in people to finally, for once, bridge that gap between who you watch and what they feel. And YouTube has finally given that chance to to make that happen. And that's why you say, as vloggers or live streaming, why there's such a connect now into it.
Well, what's so interesting about us humans is that we're really voyeuristic. I mean, how many people are tuning in right now to watch us chat right now? And we're in two different areas of the world. Yeah. People love to be voyeuristic. And even just watching a film. I mean, that's what it is. That's a different form of escapism. Yeah. But that's what it is. You're a fly on the wall into the story that's happening. So I think not just YouTube, but the beauty of social media, which is a pretty recent phenomenon, that is able to tie in an audience to tap into. Now I can go hang out with you in the comment section. Not only can I be that voyeur, but I can now say hello and wave at you, and you can say hi back. And there's something that's kind of profound about that, I think, with people. And it's really beautiful to see that on YouTube, because that's when you get enough of that, you start to then build a community, which is what we're really fond of.
That is true. And it is. And it's also a comforting feeling. Like, we went home for Christmas. We usually don't do rolling lives very much. And the heartwarming, and people, you know, we don't show our kids very often, but the kids in the car, we're going to my parents, you know, this long ride. And you can see people in the comments, in the chat and stuff, that emotional connection, you know, how truly happy they are for you. And, like, you know, like the selflessness, like, oh, I'm so glad you guys are getting a vacation. You're on some, you know, it's such an amazing feeling to know that you're not alone. I mean, we don't live lonely lives, but you have so many people around the world that actually do genuinely care about what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I actually just saw Cody say something about it in the chat.
Yes.
He's like, from digital to real, that it creates true friendships. Whenever we go to these conferences like Vid Summit, VidCon, or we were just in New York at 368, it's like we get to see all of our friends that we know from the internet. And then when you see them, they're the exact same people. It's so cool. It's like we get to hang out with them, pick up on conversations that we previously had on Twitter, meet new friends, and everybody is passionate about the same thing, and that's YouTube. And it's so cool to like just talk shop with them. Like, hey, like they understand your struggles. It's so nice to like have this conversation with somebody that like understands the things you go through.
That must be so amazing. Like you say, such a large group all under that vested interest. Like that.
Yeah.
We'll jump right into it. What was it like? What was it like? Because I know it's $1 million question for everybody. So I'm not going to make you wait too long, people. I love you, so I'll do it right now for you.
Well, first of all, it was really cool that, like, so there were about 100 creators in New York City at one time.
Like the micro conference?
Yeah, you're saying the micro conference, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think we should even push it a little bit back, even if it's possible.
Should we give some backstory?
Because for those that haven't seen the videos, haven't seen the tweets of all of that going on before then, just if you could explain how did it happen?
Yeah, so we're part of a community of, I guess our community is a lot of vloggers and a lot of people that like to create to encourage others. So one of them, his name is Genki. Check out his channel. He had this idea to start a micro conference, a traveling micro conference. And he wanted it. He had this really ambitious idea to start it at the 368. For those of you that don't know what 368 is, you may know who Casey Neistat is. He is a I guess the poster boy for YouTube. He's got almost 11 million subscribers, and Casey himself had this idea to start this creative workspace. And right now it's still in its infancy, but it's slowly going to evolve into a space where people can come to be creative. And he's got a lot of videos on it. Go watch Casey's videos on that. But then, so Genki had an ambitious idea to start his first micro conference at 368. Through the power of community, through the power of a tweet, and everyone just retweeting it, he managed to make it happen. So about a little over 100 of us went to New York last week to attend this micro conference to hear a lot of speakers. For us, it was doubly just a great experience, not just because we were able to see Genki do this and we were able to see our friends, but we were able to see the space itself. For us, this is something that we want to bring to the West Coast as a 368 version. Well, it'll start as a co-working space and then turn into a space that any creator can come to work at.
Yeah, we already had a question about it from Sonny Greenwich, who asked, what about 368 West? When?
Yes. Yeah. That's what we're trying to build this year. And it starts with our, a crew that we're trying to build now, and then a co-working space, and then eventually this event space.
But I mean, so it was my first time in New York when we went. I had never been to New York. I've always wanted to go to New York, considering like, you know, all the vloggers that I see that are living there, and like they make it this like awesome romanticized place that like, oh, I need to be there, right? So being there and then like being at 368, only seeing it previously on the internet, and like bam, it's right there in front of me. It was such a cool. It was a really cool experience, and I remember we were first in line to walk in, and like seeing it, it's like this big open just space. It's like, yeah, this is it. This is exactly what I want our spot to be like.
Could you feel the possibilities when you walked in it?
Yeah, I mean, so when you walk in, it's like a storefront where they sell their merch. And I actually I bought a hat from there because I wanted to remember my first 368 experience, right? But yeah, I mean, we got to go in the basement where they do like they have the podcast. That's where Candace and Casey record their podcast. They have like gaming computers where people can live stream and game, like in interviews. They have different sets. You know, it's cool to see the actual downstairs where they actually have stuff that's already happening. And we recorded a segment of our video down there. And I remember thinking as we're recording, like, yep, this is it. This solidified every kind of thought that I had or questioned about having a space. I was like, nope, we're on the right track. This is exactly what I want. But the West Coast needs this. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to bring everybody together to a central location. I think that'd be cool.
It's a new building, but it's almost already become the mecca for YouTube, really, when you think about it. You know, it's Casey Neistat behind it. It's finally like one of his dreams realized, and I think it's what a lot of us hope to do with YouTube. So. Sure,
and that goes back to the whole personal branding thing. I mean, if Casey hadn't built this like personal brand around himself and with like his vlogs and his other things that he's done on YouTube and out of YouTube, like people wouldn't be as excited about a spot that's, you know, it's just a space, like whatever. Yep. But because it's Casey Neistat behind it, that's why Genki was able to bring so many people from around the world. People came from Europe and Mexico to New York City for one night. Crazy. And that just shows, you know what I mean? Like building a personal brand, it's important because you can do stuff like promote a company like 368.
That is very true, and you're right. If it had been somewhere in Midwest, and no picking on any state, well, I'll take a province anywhere in Saskatchewan, wherever, you get people maybe, but it's just that draw of the venue on top of it that's such a seller.
I was amazed about how fast it happened. Like just watching all the Twitter. Yes, I'm in it. Yes, I'm in it. I'm going. Like, I want to do. It's like was just so quick and done. And then you know, Casey just putting his emojis that he's all for
right.
And it's like what? Just seeing the whole process of collaboration of everybody of different sizes, channels, different categories, different everything was so amazing. It's definitely something.
Yeah, we tried to tell the story in our last video. We tried to do our best to capture that feeling of what it felt like to have an idea, that Casey's idea, Genki's idea, and then our idea to actually make the video. Because it's such an interesting story. I mean, it just shows that someone who has something that they want to put out into the world, mean, I'll continue to preach about that. Just do it. Just start. Just put it out there.
It was an awesome thing. Like, I think a lot of us live vicariously through you. Full disclosure again.
I think I live vicariously through Nathan. Yeah. Nathan has a really great way of looking at the world. Sometimes I can get a little jaded. I'm the jaded one, because I've been out in LA for 10 years, and he's still wide-eyed and sees everything. I mean, sometimes some of the things that we get away with doing in our videos, it's because he's like, let's drill for oil right here, and I'll be the skeptical one, and then like, all right, well, let's do it then. I'll trust your gut on this one, and it ends up being a bank shot, you know.
But that's kind of the glory of being together. That's the partnership thing.
Cody was saying you crushed telling the story. You wrong.
Oh, thanks, Cody. Yeah, I see a couple of our friends in here, like Not Another Cooking Show. I saw A Joe. I know that Mike Vandies is here. Vandies is here with his new channel that he's starting.
And again, guys, this is the beauty. This is the beauty of community. Creators supporting creators. If you can cultivate a community, it helps the journey of personal branding, really, right? That's what we're talking about. A lot easier.
Most definitely.
You have to be there for them as much as they're there for you. So just as they're here popping up in the live stream, we'll be popping up on whatever they're doing tomorrow. You know, it's like, that's the power of community. You can't stress that enough.
It is. I mean, that's for you were talking about us at the beginning. That was honestly, you know, people say, well, how are you growing? And I mean, we're still not delusional. We know we're still minute in the world of YouTube, but we built all of our live streams around one thing: is fan appreciation. Every compliment comes to us, you give it right back to them. The selfie is a great way to show them off. Instead of just asking to tweet it out, give them a chance to show themselves off and say everything is about appreciation for what they do for us, that make us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that was cool. Earlier, we were listening to amphitheater shout out. Your roll call. Your roll call. That was cool.
Yeah, I like the echo. That's cool.
Well, you know, everybody deserves to be thanked for what they do, you know. And
yeah,
you have
100%.
No.
You know, it's an important part of it that gets lost sometimes into it.
People are giving you their time.
Yes.
You know, and that's an important thing, and it can't be taken for granted. You know, we're always grateful and appreciative of that. Even to write a comment to someone takes time, you know.
Oh, for sure. That's why I always say, an opening line I've been using for 3 months now. I say the fall. Out of the 1 billion+ channels and everything that on YouTube and everything that goes on in life, you chose to spend a little time with us, because it's phenomenal when you think about it.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
You know, it's an amazing world we've built. You guys are seeing that on YouTube, I mean, firsthand. And brand is about appreciation, and you guys definitely are working in that realm of building. And I love your message. I out of everything, I love your message. I think it's so awesome and needs to be said so much more. And I'm glad somebody is taking the bull by the horns and making that their direction here on YouTube, because I think it really needs to be said.
Thanks.
Brian says it was awesome meeting you guys in New York City. Let's do it someplace warmer next time.
Yeah, Brian. Brian, we see you, man. Hell yeah, we'll do it. We'll do something in LA sometime.
Brian's awesome, an awesome channel as well.
And that's what I like too. Is like, you know, we always call it 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or less, but it really is less, because there's so much crisscrossing of creators in different groups and categories. Like Joey, for example, we have known like forever, and he's a fellow Canadian, you know, and Cody, you know, was on our channel before, and then you guys, you know, it's I love that it kind of expands like a net, almost like a web, really, you know, and you kind of know everybody through everybody.
a big part of that is that YouTube in itself, in nature, it's capitalism, in that everyone can be their own entrepreneur, and your output is directly influenced by your input. So if you want to go out there and succeed at YouTube, go hustle. It's not competitive. In fact, it's the opposite.
True.
The beauty of YouTube is that it encourages you to collaborate, to cross-promote, to share audiences, which that's part of the whole getting you out of your room and out into the world. There's things that we've done this year. We've been around since about April, about 8-9 months. There are things that we've done in the last 8 or 9 months that we wouldn't have done if it wasn't for YouTube. Like, we wouldn't have gone to New York last week.
Yeah.
So, but sharing a collaborative experience, making new friends, which we're doing constantly because of YouTube. That is something that the platform is evoking in us, which is super cool. I have to say.
That is a very good point on that. Like you say, all the adventures, and opens up. And the competition, I agree with you. The only problem I have sometimes I find the competition was I kind of got a bit of an issue, not with why they did it, but what the 1,000, 4,000 thing started. Almost started like a new gold rush on YouTube. And it pushed people sometimes in directions that, I mean, it actually inspired us to get back into it, but that was because of Peter McKinnon's video.
Sure.
But that's from the business side, realizing there's always a forest fire every now and then, and the strong, that's a great time to rise.
You're referring to the monetization at 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. I mean, I think for us, I think it was a good thing. I mean, at the time we were bummed that we got demonetized when we were still really new, because it all happened quickly. But like, for example, we recently just got monetized again. And at this point, it definitely, thank you. It definitely feels like we earned it. You know, we put in work. We bust our butts every week putting out these videos. So, but who knows if we would have worked as hard if, you know, we had been monetized this whole time. I don't know.
I agree with it. I just think it created some circles that became too competitive, and the cut, you know, it brought out the worst in some people. It brought out the best, and like anything else in real life, you're gonna get that.
I gotcha.
And and I'm sitting here. We've gotten to see some of the best and some of the worst case scenarios, and some of the worst case can be really bad. Some of the great cases are phenomenal. It was the same with us too. I don't know if we would have gotten going if it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
I like a challenge, and as soon as I heard a number, it's like, yeah, okay, we're gonna go for a number. Like, that was more to say we did it.
And you know what's funny? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, you.
No, what's funny is that the ad revenue when you have 1,000 subscribers is nothing. You know, so it's more of a psychological thing.
That's why I thought it was kind of like people were making a huge deal about it. Like, oh my God, this is like the worst thing YouTube could have done. Like all this stuff, but it's like, all right, but I mean, say you have 200 subscribers and like 2,000 watch hours. It's like you're making like pennies. You know what I mean? It's not like anything that could sustain like your or replace your regular income. You know, it's not like game changing.
Like what you guys are doing right now is a better source of income. People are donating because they appreciate your what you're doing.
Yes.
I mean, we're looking at some donations here.
Cody,
don't aim for 1,000.
And Cody's right. And by the side note, when anybody gets to 1,000, I always say to them, congratulations. This is not an ending, just a beginning for that exact reason. Aim for 1,000,000. Exactly.
Thank 100%. You, Cody.
And to maybe highlight Cody a little bit more on this topic, what we're talking about, you're talking about someone who had 15 subscribers and was a diligent note taker. That's how you have to treat it. And we're quoting Cody when we say this, that if it doesn't matter how many subscribers you are, #NoSmallCreator, all that matters is that if you treat everything that you do, like you've already succeeded to, you know, millions of subscribers, treat everything that you put out there to the best of your ability, because people will appreciate the work that much more. Yep. And then you'll end up living up to the reality will match the expectation.
Treat every video like it's going to go viral.
Oh, definitely.
That's another way of putting it.
Yeah. Or like it's the first video that a new subscriber is going to see. You want to show them what you're all about.
Well, that's what I tell people, even their home pages and that. Always have them ready, laid out well, everything good to go. So if that ever takes off, your bags are packed and ready to jump on that plane. You know,
actually, we oftentimes quote Cody after his interview here, and that's what we say. Oftentimes, that Cody said that be ready now. Make your videos like you are already taking off. Don't wait for the moment, because when it comes, you might be too late. You know, people want to see what you have created before. And we oftentimes say that, and it makes so much sense, right? Because you want to show what you are able to do. Like
we have shout out nights, and sometimes we've gotten people 75 or 100 subscribers in 10 minutes. It can go that fast. But like we tell people, once they're there, it's your job to keep them. We can't keep them for you. You got to have the work. Otherwise, it's just going to be a number and it's going to go away.
Yeah, build that foundation. Like,
you know, because some people think, well, once I get to 2,000 subscribers, I'm really going to get my work done. Well, no, it's too late. You've wasted those first 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
that aren't coming back because you just didn't have the stuff to keep them there, you know?
It's hard to get attention to your content sometimes, unfortunately, because of the YouTube's algorithm. But content creation is only in the hands of the creator themselves. So if you're all focusing on the numbers and not creating your content, well, why do you want the numbers? Because they're not going to be watching anything anyway. So it's kind of have to be going hand in hand.
It's like collecting then, you know. And I had a channel the other day that had no banner, no about section. I was honest with them because we do a review if they come up, you know. We spend about 10 minutes on them. And I said, all right, well, your people, hey, we'll pick a number and they can go visit you. But I mean, even the algorithm has no idea what you do. Nobody knows where to look at you. There's nothing to guide anybody. So otherwise you're going to spend your whole time just going to channels like this to grow. And
there's a quote out there somewhere that's success is when preparation meets opportunity. And it's so true. And the thing is, what we're doing, all these, whether you're on Instagram or you're creating on YouTube in our case, and that grind that people are referring to of just putting stuff out there, one day it's going to be the case that a huge wave of people are going to be knocking on your door and go, what do you have? We want to see you. Open up your house, open up your door. And they're going to want to see what's in your home.
Yes.
And whether or not you've grown a good home environment for people to want to stay at is up to you and the work that you've been putting this entire time, you know? So, and what you were just saying about that person doesn't even have cover art yet. They might have that opportunity where a bunch of people knocked on their door at once, but no one's going to stay because they don't have a home for people to stay at.
That's right. 100%. You nailed it right there. It's amazing how quickly people judge what you do. And your homepage is that first landing site where you show everybody what you got. But speaking of numbers, are you guys able to see the screen as we've been sharing like clips of your video and that? Are you guys seeing the stream?
Actually, we have it. Yeah, I can see that it's on us right now.
Well, there's
we have actual window covering it. So we can look at the chat.
Wait. So what?
I haven't shared this yet. Well, I think this is the first time with a guest, but you guys are doing good. You guys started off at 1277 and you're up to 1206 since you got on here.
Wow.
Wait, 12
subs, right?
Yep.
That's what you're referring to? Awesome. Wow.
So I just
thanks, guys.
I say that because you guys definitely have the material to back it up. So
yes, and please, guys,
high
watch.
Yeah.
No, so new subscribers, thanks. We are here to help you guys build your brand. And like we said, anyone who is trying to build something, you should, or if you're not, you should be working on a personal brand. So what we do is we go out and we seek people that are far more experienced at cultivating brands than we are, and we ask for their advice. And what we're good at doing is bringing it to you in really creative and fun ways.
Right.
So that's what we like to do. So we take these little insights and then we do our thing and then we present it to you. So hopefully new subscribers, you stick along for our journey as you can see us growing our brand. Hopefully we're helping you build whatever it is you're trying to build as well.
Oh, I have no worries. That's why I've never done that before. That's the first time I think we've ever done that for a guest, but I was curious to see him. But
I mean, part of the reason we chose branding, well, for one, is because, you know, people are growing up in this new digital age where everybody has access to the internet and social media. So really anybody could do it. Everybody's got a phone in their pocket with a camera that can shoot. I mean, phones can shoot 4K now. It's ridiculous. So whether it is you're building your brand on Instagram or YouTube or whatever platform you end up choosing, it's like it's so easy and readily available for you to build this personal brand. But part of the thing that we also want to do is like bring you on our journey we're not like the newer generation being raised. Maybe you could say I'm partially part of that generation, but like we want to show you like it's possible for anybody to build a brand. That's why we want to take you along on the journey to show you that anybody can do this. It's not that hard. And like we want to give you the advice that we have gained over talking to these other people and like share our experience that can help benefit you. You know what I mean?
And Joey, of course, says, when I grow up, I want to be Methodbox. Prediction.
I knew he was going to say something like that. That's so Joe.
Prediction. Creator on the Rise 2019. Exactly. And that's why we titled it today exactly like that, because that's exactly we see in your guys' future. I think everybody who ever have watched even 5 seconds of what you're doing or heard anything of what about you're doing, this is your year. Like you can see this is your year.
Guys, you're making us blush over here.
Can you put those links? There's some people asking they want to subscribe to them.
Yes, putting the links. There you go.
I actually, so, yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that, like, with the whole Creator on the Rise thing, I actually heard that when you become Creator on the Rise, there's like a lot of bots or something that will subscribe to you, and then they'll do this thing. YouTube will do this thing where they do like a purge of all those bots, and like people will lose like 700 subscribers all at once. I know it happened to. I think it happened to Cody. I know it happened to Matt Diavella at some point, and Colin and Samir. But like, I think that's like a real thing. Yeah, where people lose a bunch of subscribers after they become Creator on the Rise.
That purge, what was it, about a month ago? We watched one channel go from over 50,000 down to 17,000 in 3 seconds.
Wow. All right, well, there you go.
For the record, we lost 40, which is right in key with between 3,000 to 6,000 subscribers. So I was quite pleased with that. Awesome. And I tell people too, it's disheartening, but when you lose that, that's people that's passed away, unfortunately, lost their password, don't follow you in months. Let them go.
Yeah.
Let them, it's like follicles, dead follicles on your skin. It's not helping you anything. It's got to go through that every now and then.
Sure. And like, I think it's better for not to have, I think they're called ghost followers, people that are subscribed but aren't actually interacting. Yeah, because if you have a disproportionate ratio between subscribers and views, I think that ends up hurting you in the long run.
Well, Joe has always been our poster boy for that. He's grown now, but back when he had 500 subscribers, he got 1,000 views on each video. That's better than somebody with 10,000 subscribers and the same views.
Yeah, for sure.
The algorithm knows there's something very special going on. It's more ready to recommend you to people. So,
That's true. 100%. That's true.
And if you can hold 10%, you're good. And if you can go higher, I think we've held at points like 39% and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, but it's also because we are live streaming. Like we have live shows. So I think it also makes a difference. And I find the more I'm trying to, like, we both are trying to grow our channel, there is very little information about the live format growth. There's a lot about videos, but they say it's great, we know it's great, we're doing it all the time, but there is very little about the growth based on the live shows, and I think it's coming. We hope so. That's what we're doing here. And that's what we hope, that we kind of can jump on that and educate people about doing that on their live streams.
But the point with it is that YouTube hasn't caught up with it yet. It still, for some reason, keeps it as like it's a fringe benefit, like it was first started to be, even though it's growing so much. So if you get hit with a copyright strike, the first thing they do is take away your live streaming for 90 days.
Oh, wow.
You get hit with a second copyright strike, you can't upload a video for 2 weeks. So you can see how it still has it categorized as a fringe and not a main source of content.
Yeah, because it is a format in itself. It's not just going live because I want to talk about something. It is a format, the same as it was on TV, right? All TV shows recorded in front of live audience. Well, that's basically what it is, just in a YouTube
Because we get one main question and always comes up with that 1K, 4K. Is live stream a good way to build watch time? Yes, it is, with a gigantic, and I always even do the asterisks with my hands. Because I can't stress it enough. If you're ready to put the same love into it you put in your videos. If it's just a thing to buy time, people are going to see through it in a moment, and it only hurts your live streams, then it hurts your videos as well. You've got to put a live stream that's worthy to be up as much as you would in your own videos. It is so important.
Yeah, we've never done live stream, but we've entertained the idea.
I think you guys would be awesome. I really,
yeah.
But you guys would be fine. And the people are gonna laugh. They're gonna say, "Here, I'll even show my phone." They're used to this example. This is what I don't like. Well, hey there, I wanted to make a live stream here. I'm gonna get a couple million subscribers, and that's the stuff. Like right away, like goodbye, gone. Don't waste my time. No more than you want a video to waste your time. Time is precious. So, sorry, that's my rant about that.
No, you're good.
I think people can easily recognize the amount of effort you put into something, and people. Yes. If they see that you put a lot of effort, they appreciate it.
People are smart. You can't get away with much.
No. Very savvy audiences today. Gone are the naive days. People can see you a mile away. And be original. That's the best thing that you can bring to the table, is your personality, because nobody else can be you. Whatever you do.
Amen.
You said that you are talking with different entrepreneurs to get to know more about branding. So who have you talked with? What are the nuggets that you can share with us?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's two categories that we've learned. So first off, we talked to a lot of YouTubers that have seen some success, whether it is the Cody Wanners at the 45,000, or it's the Justin OD shows at the 500K mark. Or the Yes Theory at hanging out with Amar, and yes, he's blown up ever since Will Smith, but they were already doing great. Somehow we've been able to finagle these somewhat collaborations, being a really green channel. But I would say 2 categories have been branding insights, and that's anything from like analytics to just straight up logos, design, social media presence. That's kind of all that arena. The other thing that we've been pleasantly surprised to have learned has fallen into the category of personal development. There's so much that we learn about ourselves, which has become very therapeutic, cathartic even. Every time that we have to make a video, we have to produce a video each week, we have to put ourselves in front of the camera. There's so much I learned about myself having to do this. So to pick, I mean, you want to hear like very specific examples within these 2 departments?
Sure, if you would
like.
What
have you learned and applied maybe to yourself too? As you say, you are the example to teach, like to show what works. So what have you took and applied and it worked for you?
I'll say one. Okay, so this is a combination of 2 people that we learned like one good solid piece of advice from. It's a combination of Jack Conte, who's the CEO of Patreon, and Sarah Dietschy, who's a New York I don't know if she's considered a vlogger,
like
a New York YouTuber. So there's this idea of when you're a YouTuber, you have to put out content that will interest your audience, right? Because you want to keep their attention. That's how you grow. But if you are specifically focused on your audience and think too much about like what they might want rather than what you want, that's a really, really easy way of getting burnt out. Yes. And like not love what you're actually doing. So I think Sarah, what she said was like, one for you, one for them. Make a video for them that they think that your audience would like, and then do one for yourself. Like make a video that you want to create. Make a video that you're passionate about. Because once you do that, then it's like, now I remember why I want to do this. And the way Jack Conte ties into this is when we were talking to him around last summer, he had mentioned that make the stuff that you want to create, but use topicalness as a lever to pull views to your videos. So, for example, this last summer, Jonathan and I, we made a video about bird scooters, which are like these, the electric scooters that are like coming into towns. They first started, I think, over here in California on the west side, but now they're like all over the United States. Right. So we wanted to go out and like, this genuinely we're curious about these. Like, what's the hype around these? Why do we keep seeing these everywhere? And like, we wanted to go out and just make a summary video, have fun with it. And like, we chose this topic because not only did we know we were going to have fun with it, but it's a new subject. It's topical. It's like popping up everywhere. People are probably searching for it because if we're searching for it, chances are other people are searching for it. So let's make a video about that. And I think that's our most popular video now because of that.
So I think there's that balance of making the more like auteur, filmy kind of videos like the one we just put out, that kind of pull at our heartstrings, and then, okay, that's the one for us. Now let's do one for them, which is really the YouTube, the search, because so this is a fact. YouTube is the second largest search engine next to Google. That's right. So you have to treat you as a creator on YouTube, you have to treat YouTube that way. So you have to make things that are searchable, and not just the topics that you pick, but in how you produce that topic and how you present that topic, from your thumbnail to your description to your tags. All of that comes into play. So these are all things that we talk about on our channel that focus on branding as far as topicalness goes.
Cody also agrees. Yeah, one for you, one for them. Thank you again.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. He's also asking how many views came suggested from Casey's video. Yeah. How many views came suggested
from which Casey video are you talking about?
Are you talking about the Casey and I stole our idea for the bird scooter video?
I think so.
I'm assuming, yeah.
I think that video's at like 2,500. I don't know how many of. I mean, I assume a good amount of them came from being recommended from Casey's video.
It's funny that Cody asked us that question because he's the one who gave us the idea to do that. He texted us and says, "Did you guys just see this video that Casey just put out on bird scooters?" And then we saw it, and it was really, really similar to the video on bird scooters that we put out. And he's like, "You need to make sure to put the SEO, search engine optimization, all revolving around Casey." And so the very next day, we got up and we shot did Casey Neistat steal our idea, our bird scooter idea, and we put that out. And Cody's instinct was right. I mean, I think we're like at 2.5K views on that. You know, and we're a smaller channel, so that's like it's decent. But like the bird scooter's at I think 16K.
Yeah.
So that's one of the that's the topical video. That's one for them. That one's doing really well. All of this helps the algorithm push you out there and get exposure.
You're at 16,436 right now.
Sweet. No, yeah, it's a fun one. We play investigative journalists sometimes. See, that. Like outside of talking to other YouTubers, we like to focus on businesses and just entrepreneurs in general, because that's the heart of building something. Are the minds of those that are building businesses or are entrepreneurs. So that's what we kind of focus on.
I remember, I don't know, I think it was Roberto Blake that said it at 368, and this goes with the whole making videos that are topical because it ranks well in search. And that's like, if you look, the most popular channels right now, or the channels that are growing the fastest right now, they're commentary channels. And the reason for that is because they're hopping on trends, you know? Say Jake Paul or Logan Paul makes a controversial video. Someone will make a commentary on that, just giving their thoughts about it, telling like, oh, why I think this is why I agree with them, this is why I don't agree with them, these are my thoughts on the subject.
Yeah.
And that video will be placed in as a recommendation for that Jake Paul video that has like 11 million views.
That everybody is searching.
Yeah. So then so then people will see that, click on it, and bam, like your video gets 1 million views because you made a video that's relating to something that you hopped on a trend that is like blowing up right now. So that's why like commentary channels are huge right now. You'll see them everywhere.
Most definitely.
And as soon as you watch one of those, like that's all you get recommended.
Most definitely. I mean, that's even like our interviews fall that way. I mean, as you guys get more noticed, that's always the hopes, is that our interviews come into the mix. That's why we're changing them to podcasts and doing all these things. Sounds bad, but let's call it for what it is. You're daisy chaining along with somebody in the hopes that they make it bigger, that you'll get more noticed in the mix from all of it, you know?
Yeah. They call it riding the coattails.
That's right. That's right.
You know, in a way, though, I find it is so unfair. I mean, yes, YouTube has to have some kind of system in place that manages all of this insanity of millions of videos a day, but still, lots of content gets lost because it's not properly optimized, because it's not tagged to a bigger creator, but really YouTube was created as creators platform, not as a social media platform. So how did we went from creators focus to social media focus?
I think a lot of it has to do with money. You know, like YouTube, it's a business, you know, from their perspective, they want to keep people on their platform for as long as possible. They're going to promote videos that are longer, 10 plus minutes, videos that have a high retention rate. Like I think the golden number is like 60%, which is crazy.
Yeah.
If YouTube recognizes that you're keeping people on their platform so they can show ads to those people, they're going to help promote your videos. They're going to be like, yes, you're making us money. I want you to be on our platform, like bringing all these people to us. And like the people like Logan Paul and Jake Paul, the reason they're able to garner such a huge audience is because if you think about it, who are their audience? They're kids, right? Like the majority of their audience are like younger people. And what I've come to realize is the reason that younger people or like people like Jake and Logan Paul tend to like have so many subscribers, and because their audience is small, is because as adults, you know, we don't have a lot of time. Kids, they have all the time in the world. They don't have responsibilities. They can like just keep binge watching stuff. Whereas adults, you know, maybe we have a couple hours to watch YouTube a day and then we have to continue on with our lives. So I think that's a big reason why a lot of people like Logan, Jake Paul are able to gain such a huge following.
Yes. I have to say a big thank you to Cody Wenner for 1999. Thank you so much, Cody.
Yes,
You're
and
crazy.
Godspeed, be nice, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Do appreciate Cody. Not necessary though. We can still see your questions too without super chat.
I'm just happy you're here.
Yeah.
You know, I always enjoy having
what you guys don't know is just a little bit of insight. So Cody does this thing with his wife, Amber, on Amber's channel.
On Sundays,
on Sunday they call it Coffee on the Couch, and I think they're doing one later tonight, like not very long from now. But you know, that takes some preparation but so the fact that they're kind of hanging out right now here doing this even though they have that to do in a little bit. I mean, that's just super cool.
Yes, thank you so much. We do watch sometimes. We have hours at the same time, and when we do finish earlier, I jump over and I usually lurk a lot.
It's a fun place to hang out.
Yes.
They're awesome people. They really are. You know.
Yeah, they're cool.
I mean, that's something we've been lucky with in that part is all these amazing people we've got to know along the way. And you were right about the Ryan Codale, and it's also that collaboration thing, you know, and I've reached out to these people, hey, you know this person, you know, can you help me out? You know, I'd like to have them on and stuff. Collaboration is the greatest gift here on YouTube, and it is with, like, once you weed out, I'm leading to something because there's a $1 million question I want to ask you guys. I've asked some of the bigger people in here, the more influential ones. Meeting these right people that can help grow together. So here's my question to you. I've brought up something a couple of months ago to get people thinking. I like stirring it up once in a while, bring out controversial questions. If there was an option, you could get into YouTube, and YouTube is the same way as it is right now, or you could have the option to pay, say, a nominal fee, like one-time fee. You maybe have to create 20 videos in advance and be kind of like do an audition for YouTube. If it meets what they consider decent quality, that's the same as the going for monetization. You could actually jump the queue and not only become monetized right away and say $500 or $1,000 up front, but you would also go up into being recommended in the same level as channels that have, say, 5,000 to 10,000 to start, instead of being down with everybody just getting going, all the hobbyists, all the ones that are just storing videos to keep for memories.
That's interesting, because essentially what you're asking is, would you prefer to side with the YouTube algorithm itself?
Yes.
Or would you prefer to side with the board at YouTube and their opinions as to what they think is good?
That's right.
I guess I would side with the algorithm.
Yep.
And the thing is, the algorithm is mysterious. We don't really know much about
That's
it.
Right.
I think nobody knows. Even YouTube doesn't anymore.
I always say it's playing catch up.
So, but they've put enough work into it where it's, I guess I probably would trust a computer more.
Yeah.
Than a board of people's opinions on what they deem as good art. Yeah.
No, and I honestly, I wanted to pick your brains on this.
So the way it is now, I think.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to pay to jump ahead based on someone saying, yes, you're quality and this is not quality.
Yeah, I think if your stuff is good enough, like, you're gonna figure out a way to get discovered. People are gonna find you somehow if your stuff is good enough. You know, and like if it's not good enough, that just shows that you should improve on what you're doing to get discovered.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, it doesn't really take that long to make that jump to becoming monetized.
Right.
It'll take you some months, but if you're serious anyway, you know, it should take you just about. Even us, we just put out our 37th episode. I know that number because each one took so much out of us. So yeah. I'm always hyper aware of exactly where we are.
Ooh,
but
we have Genki in the chat. Sorry, I had
Genki.
I had to interrupt you.
No, please.
Hi, Genki.
Great to have you in.
Genki is the one that convinced everybody to go to New York for the 368 micro convention.
That man got 100 people in New York, creators, all at the same time.
Conveniently, if you want to know his story, check out our latest video. It's on him, essentially. So
awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
No. So just to finish that idea up, is even us at 37 videos in, they say you have to have at least 100 videos under your belt before you're kind of really in it. So, for us, I feel like it's taken so much to come up with 37 videos, but when we get to 100, then we can complain, then we can call ourselves YouTubers and all that stuff.
What do you think but what you're eventually saying is that anybody can make it? Just do you need to work hard enough? Is that what you're saying? Basically
what I'm saying is that litmus test of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours is imaginary. It's irrelevant because the type of person that is going to cross that finish line would have crossed it anyway. So monetization doesn't matter until you've reached a certain, as far as ad revenue, until you've reached a certain amount of subscribers anyway. Yeah. We were just talking about this with the podcast that we were on earlier this week, that she was saying, why do you guys even have your ads on? Because we just became monetized because we hit 1,000 subscribers a couple months ago. And we're like, Well, first off, we didn't think about that. You're right, because it could potentially hinder us. Like, we just want our audience to watch our work, but we're not making any money off of it, you know. But it's like, well, then do we keep the ads on because it might make the YouTube algorithm happy, because they're also making some sense off of it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe that's my personal feeling on it.
Yeah.
It's more for them than us.
Like that theory that if you are monetized, YouTube will more likely promote your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for us, it's a pittance, yes. But if you have 3 million channels making a pittance, that's a huge sum for them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So if you think about it from that perspective, that YouTube is favoring ad videos, and they're giving themselves, they're the ones that are setting this test, this bar for people to say, oh, you're only good enough when you've quantified this amount of hours and subscribers. Well, then it's kind of covering its own butt, and it's almost like its own quality control, because then anyone just can't. I guess the fear would be that people would be afraid to go onto YouTube because they feel like it's cluttered with just crap, right? So they don't. Why are they sitting through ads if there's just a bunch of crap? So maybe that's why they came up with this. I don't know. It's hard to say. Again, it's mysterious, the algorithm.
Well, it is, and that's part of it. And I mean, not to sound like the snob and all of it, as one thing is, especially what we do, you could look at it. I have seen some channels get there that really honestly don't have a whole pile to offer. And I'm thank God there's the 4,000 hours is all I want to say, because if it was just 1,000 subscribers, it would be a total chaos disaster, because it already turned into that gold rush feeling. A lot of people jumped into it because we're all like the new rock stars in that theme, not where we are right now, but this realm of YouTube, the high ones, the Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon's, H3H3, the list goes on and on. And a lot are looking at now like, well, you know what? There's where I'm going to finally make my stand. I'm here on disability. You know what? I'm going to turn on the camera. And everybody can, but a lot of it, I see a lot more of this kind of Facebook where there used to be just kind of a, you know, the one that always wrote on Facebook the page-long reply and everybody kind of covered their eyes?
Yeah, right.
It's like they've realized now I can do it with a camera, so I don't have to type it. I can do it for 3 hours and, you know, with not much running behind it, and I'm going to make $1 million at the same time. And that's why I asked him with that $500 to jump the queue. Because 1,000, 4,000 was supposed to kind of weed that out as a force fire, but it kind of backfired a bit. It also brought in a lot of ones that usually wouldn't have been here on the hopes of making this grand amount of money. And they have that belief. I've heard people quit and say, I got 600 subscribers. I'm getting close to my 1,000, 4,000. I quit my job. I'm going to be a full-time YouTuber. There's that disconnect of understanding. Once you get it, it's not going to change your life. The year isn't any better. You will not be retiring. You know, it's just the beginning. So that's why I think it's sometimes.
I think any person that watches YouTube, even if it's like in the back of their head, even just a little bit, they all kind of have this like fantasy of wanting to be a YouTuber. And it's not until you actually go ahead and try to do it that you realize, oh, it's a lot of work. Like, there's like so much work that goes into it.
I don't think people realize that even if you were to take a week off, 1 week, so that it's been a total of 13 days from your last video, you feel like you are forgotten, this community that you've built, because there's so much saturation on all of these platforms. There's so much content. You're not only are you competing with social media itself, you're competing with Netflix. You're competing for people's attention span. So if you've left the public consciousness for 13 days, it feels like all the work that you've done, the months and months, for some people years leading up to it, it's all for naught. So there's this level of stress that comes with being a creator that it's almost like a whip, like create, be good. That maybe it's self-inflicted, but it definitely is a cloud that is hovering over our heads a lot of the time. That we have to rein in and make it benefit us in a positive way and not see it as a negative thing. But it's definitely there.
Very true and very well said on that one. And it is a drive, and people don't realize. And that's something I tell people, like we were talking about changing and finding your voice on YouTube. I've watched people, oh my God, this guy's talking about cattle this week and he's getting a lot of subs. Next week, I'm going to be a cattle channel. I'm all about cattle. Oh wait, this guy is doing this. Now I'm an accordion. You know, I've watched them zigzag, zigzag. And I tell them it's like watching, if you were to watch MASH, and every week, 1 week it looked like Magnum, and the next week it looks like Hawaii 5-0, and the next week it looks like, you know what I mean? Your audience can't even bond with you because they don't know what's coming. They can't predict anything. And we are more TV oriented than we realize, where YouTube was supposed to be anti-television at first. They like scheduling now. They like audiences that know when to tune in, what they're going to expect, what they're going to see. It's becoming more and if you make changes, be like a ship. Don't change the rudder. Gently glide, test it out, see if your audience feels okay with it.
That's a good point. Sure. That's a good point.
Because you can really scare off your audience, and then if you scare off your core, you're back to square one. You got 10,000 subscribers and nobody watching.
They call that the hard pivot, right?
That's right, exactly.
don't hard pivot.
And that's just a testament to how important it is to build a brand. And like I hate to keep repeating it, but I mean, it's true.
It
you
is.
know what I mean? It's so important to figure out what it is that you want to do and be the person that does that, like the go-to
That's
guy.
branding. Branding is nailing something home.
Yep.
Flashing it in your face until it actually gets lodged in your psyche.
Well, you guys have been watching us now you've got to see us a bit. You notice Pusa Studios is everywhere. Every screen that we have, always the same layout, always the same color.
Yep.
Shamelessly, that's one thing we've always done.
Been meaning to commend you on that for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Your guys' social media presence is pretty on point.
Yeah, everything is packaged nicely. Yeah, I mean, you guys are a great example of someone who's got the brand on lock.
And it's a lot of work, like you guys were saying, but it is so key. And I bring up on our tech talks, I always tell people, picture when you go to a corner store, you look at the soda rack from 20 feet away. You know Pepsi, you know 7-Up, you know Sprite. You don't need to go and stare in front of it. It has to be blatantly in your face that even the colors, the shape tells you right away what you got.
Yeah, totally.
That's why I'm in love with you guys. Like I think I got my first bro crush going on here tonight.
I think so.
It's a double whammy.
Thank you, Andrew.
We had some input in the chat too about posting at different times. Like Joey said that's why he only posts when he's ready, and that's his thing. And I always call his videos like blockbusters because that's exactly what happens.
They're amazing.
And Cody was saying that it feels weird after when he took a week off. It feels weird after coming back and kind of, especially after you've been posting everything every day.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Well, there's something that happens when you are. We're not daily vloggers by any means, but like the Codys out there that are daily vloggers, there's something that happens where, when you're creating that frequently and you're there's a lot that's going on. I mean, you're communicating with your audience on a daily basis. You feel connected to them through the comment sections, through the Twittering. When that creative process is part of your everyday life, and all of a sudden you're only doing that once or twice a week, there is definitely a change there. You don't feel like, for him, he just came off of 365 days of vlogging, so you don't feel like yourself.
Yes.
So you have to adapt, just like with anything else. For us, our process is a little different. We put a lot of work into ours. We like to have them really shiny, produced on the production level. So it takes a lot out of us, from the scripting to the production to the post-production, the editing. I mean, we're editing a vlog. We've been editing a vlog that we're going to post tomorrow from our week in New York last week. So if you can imagine, like 3 days in New York, cut together like a journal of what it was like. I mean, I've been editing this thing for like 3 days now. It's like, I still have more to go. It's I think on our end, if we can get away with posting one really solid video a week, we feel pretty good. We feel pretty productive and feel pretty rewarded.
Definitely.
There's a lot. Oftentimes we get during Tuesday Tech Talk question. Well, how much is okay? Like, how often is okay to post?
Well, if you can go daily, go daily. Definitely don't start daily in the beginning if you've never created anything, because you're not going to make it. But if you're used to it, try to go daily just to get a sense of what it's like. That'll definitely help the algorithm. But twice a week would be ideal, as far as something that is actually sustainable. But at the very least, once a week.
Yep.
And if it's going to be once a week, you better be promoting that video on all platforms, going above and beyond to get that video seen. Your view count to subscriber ratio should be really good.
Yes.
If you can make it at least half, you're getting half the amount of views as you have in relation to your subscriber count, then you're doing good. Hopefully, ideally 2, but at least 1. If you can, go daily.
Yeah, Cody said 1 or 2 times a week is sweet spot in his opinion. Yeah.
And we always tell people if you're going to schedule, don't overdo it. Because when I say scheduling is good, it's good if you can maintain it. Some people will say that, okay, well, good, I'll put out 5 a week at this time. If you can't maintain it, don't, because it will actually hurt you later on the algorithm when you start missing your times. Start with 1 or 2 and work your way up to it, you know.
Yes, and if you're putting out really diluted videos that are only getting, you know, a certain amount of views, it's better to not. Those are actually hurting you, like you're saying, for sure. Definitely hurting you.
Definitely.
Marcel was asking, what should be the view to subscriber count ratio?
Half, in my opinion. You should. So if you have 1,000 subscribers, you should. If you're getting 500 views, you're killing it, in my opinion.
Yeah, 1, keep it short, 2, make it move, 3, thank you, your audience.
That's
hey,
right,
Joey,
Joe.
I love it.
He always comes up with a great one.
Keep it short, make it move, thank your audience.
Yep.
Love that. I will.
Yeah, we love it, Joe.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah, he's a big supporter of ours, as we are of his.
He was one of the first ones with us right at the beginning when we started live streaming, and Joe has just been instrumental. Like, I mean, he's opened the door to us to Cody and back then and everything.
Oh
else
yes,
and all that.
definitely.
Yeah, I remember when we first discovered Cody. Joe was one of the guys I was commenting. So
I
recognize him for that.
I call him a talent agent because every time he tweets something out, I'm like, who is it? Who is it? I gotta see it. And we have gone, we have gone a lot of guests because of what he had tweeted out. So he definitely is a talent agent.
Is that how we set out to you? How did you guys find us?
Well, I have heard about you guys a long time ago, and I think more with the connection with Metal for Breakfast was tweeting something out, and then especially when you did a I think Vid Summit it was the stream. That kind of more solidified, but I heard we heard about you guys even before that, so you were kind of circulating in the no small creator, I think, community a lot as well. So I think that's where the most of the thing was, but you were everywhere at some point, I think, and that's what in a positive way surprised me as well. I'm like, look at these guys, they're like just started and they're already talking with these amazing entrepreneurs. Like, how do they do that? How do they get these guys talking with them, you know?
Well, that is a testament to, I would say, 3 things. One is make content that people see as good content. Make content or work a lot. Make it so that people can go to your channel and say, okay, they've put a lot of work into this. And the third thing is do whatever it takes to get under the eyes of whomever you want to get under. It's a combination of those 3 things.
Can I just say real quick, shout out to our mom. She's in the chat. She's watching it.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
What's her name?
I think she's just her name, Magdalena Salazar Bolda.
Oh, hi. How are you? I just
she hasn't grown her YouTube channel yet.
I was just looking at I was just checking her channel out as you said that. So
always, hello, my man. As always, you make your mama proud. Aww.
That is so cool.
They're in Chicago. It's negative 20 degrees or something out there.
Yeah, they're in a polar vortex right now. It's super cold over there.
It is. It is. We're sharing here, Chicago and us, and we're all in the middle of that. So thanks,
hope you stay warm,
here.
Be well, and thank you so much for coming. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
That.
Thanks for coming.
Hi, Mom.
I love you.
That's like my mom. She doesn't watch YouTube. She only watches us for about 20 minutes a night. She tunes in before going to bed. So I should come up with a Carol Burnett style way to say hello, like a tug of the ear or something like that. So.
So
just a wink at the camera.
That's right.
Since I mentioned Vid Summit, maybe you can tell a little bit about that. How did you manage to do this thing in such a short time? The live stream and the short film. And
well, to keep it a kind of a slippery little story, basically it started with this wave. We rode the Cody Warner wave. We collaborated with him, and from there we got some exposure. And then as soon as we wanted to catch our breath and we were like, let's close our laptops, let's just stop creating for a couple of days. He and the founder of the Vid Summit, it's this convention for people that don't know that it's specifically for creators. So it's kind of a pricey price tag to get in there. So they put out this competition for a lot of the No Small Creators. No Small Creators it's a movement that Cody started, and it's also a Facebook page. So if they were going to pick 10 winners. So we have to submit, you have to make a pitch video as to why you think your channel, along with the channel that you're pitching, should go to VidSummit. And if you won, you'd get to go for free, which was a big deal. So we won. We were one of the finalists. So we just kept riding that Cody Warner wave, essentially. Next thing you know, we're at VidSummit, but we caught the attention of Dick Leaves, the founder of VidSummit, and he contacted us saying, hey, I have this kooky idea. I'm going to live stream every single day of the conference, which was a 3-day conference, but also like the night before, so it was like 4 days. But I need to sleep. I can't be doing it 24/7. I need at least some hours to sleep. I want to do this thing where every night I give over my live stream. So if you can imagine this backpack with this like selfie stick, and everywhere he goes, you were just able to tune into his world, kind of like the Truman Show. But for this period of time, the night before the grand entrance, the opening of the doors of VidSummit, I want to give over the backpack to you guys. Not only that, but I challenge you to make something interesting. So we took that and we're like, okay, let's make a short film all within 10 hours from filming it to editing it. Let's take this live stream. So very much like something like this, the people hanging out with us during this process, and let's make this short film. And let's try not to kill ourselves while doing it.
That's an interesting challenge, not to kill yourself doing it.
Yeah. And we did. And honestly, it was the community. There's a story that we want to put out that I'm really fond of. So if you can imagine, it's like...
Are you going to tell her right now? You should.
It's like...
For the people here.
It's like 7 in the morning.
Sure.
We had been filming all night. And it's funny because Daryl is saying, hey, I want to get some sleep before VidSummit. And we're thinking, well, we want to get some sleep before VidSummit. But okay, we'll stay up all night. So if you can imagine, it's like 7 in the morning. We had been filming all night, and we have 3 hours to edit, color, do all the post stuff that we normally do to put out this video and hit post on. So just like this, we have this the live stream up. So we have people that are commenting, and they're with us on this journey this entire time. And Nathan had passed out. The sun had already rose, and I'm there, and I'm on my laptop, and I'm editing, and I have the second laptop very much like this with this chat of people, 64 people watching me edit this thing, and they were on the journey the entire time. And I hit this state of delirium where I don't know if I can finish this, but I know that I have to finish this because we have to hit post, publish on this video. And all of a sudden, I remember his name was Aspects, is his channel. I kind of clicked my eyes open and I saw in the chat, very much like I'm seeing here now. And he said, first off, save, Command S. And I'm like, yes, save my project, right. And I go back for more advice. He's like, next, coffee. I'm like, yeah, coffee, right. I come back, I drink coffee. Next thing you know, I'm back in it. I finished the edit, I post it. And it was one of those things where like, I had never had the community be part of the editing process with me before. It was a thing of wonder. It was super, super cool.
What a rush.
Yeah, no, it was really,
wow, that's amazing.
That's my favorite part of the VidSummit.
Yeah, I remember. I remember after we had posted it, going downstairs because Daryl was texting us like, "Yo, I need this live stream pack back. I need it back. I need it right now, so I can like end the live stream and restart it because it won't record or something." And I remember waking up and walking the live stream downstairs, forgetting that I was still live, and me being like, like I just woke up. I was up all night. I was on like an hour of sleep. Now going down the elevator, like filming myself, not realizing that like it's being filmed live, and I'm just like, this half eyes open, like, oh man, like I got Daryl. Like, rubbing my face and everything.
My god,
it was the best. But yeah, it's a funny look back. It's we ended up downloading it, so it's like it'll be fun to go back and watch it.
Would you do that again?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it was so
the
fun.
challenge. Yeah, no, we're really happy with the video that we came out. For those of you that want to know more about it, on our channel, it's a video called The Wizard of VidSummit. That's the short film that we produced in one night. And then the follow-up video is how we made it in 10 hours.
I think it's called How to Make a Film in 10 Hours.
So if you want to know more about that experience, you'll have the whole thing there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like the idea first when I seen Daryl Leaves talking about that on his live stream, I thought, well, that must be insane.
Yeah, I know. I remember us discussing that.
Yeah, because we were just like watching, like when he was talking about it. I'm like, what?
And what's so funny is that VidSummit, the conference itself, was so hyped up in our own minds as to who we wanted to collaborate, who we wanted to talk to. It was a big deal just to go. And then to kick it off that way, but before it even started, it was like if this is the beginning of Vid Summit, like, yeah, it ended up living up to the hype in our own minds.
Oh, definitely. Great introduction to it for sure for you guys.
Baptized by fire, they say.
Yeah.
There's the video. It's funny because that was the night before Vid Summit actually started. So it was almost like an opening for us to Vid Summit. And then because we did that in the very beginning, the rest of Vid Summit, it was like people knew who we were because of that video. Yeah, so it was a nice like introduction for us. And it was cool because everybody was like, oh, you guys were the ones that made that video. And then because when we were making the video, we were just in the area that Vid Summit was being held. So like, for example, you'll see like Roberto and Cody, we just like we're making up the script as we went along, and we were kind of allowing the people in the chat to choose the way the story went. So we're like, oh, should we do this or should we do that? And then we're like, oh, Roberto's hanging out in the lobby. Do you guys want him to be part of the video? And then the chat would say yeah. So we went up to Roberto and like gave him a couple lines, and then he was in the video. It was a really fun experience.
It was like a very choose your own adventure.
That's a good way of putting it. Actually, I like that. I also want to say thank you. The Creator Spotlight show got a run. A great interview. Have fun. Love y'all. Thank you so much.
That's Mike. That's Mike Bundy's.
Yes.
He's a big fan of ours. He's just starting that channel. He should go subscribe to it.
Definitely.
He's been in here and we're following him that as well.
Yeah,
that's why
he's been coming for weeks now, and we are so that's why we love this.
Awesome.
You guys have recently found us. Basically, all our metaphor for our channel is we're the hub for all niches to meet. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what we are. Everybody grows in their niches. We're that next step where you get to meet people who are interested in what you do but don't do it or haven't found it yet before it leads into viewers. So that's kind of our mantra.
That's a great way to like dip into different markets if you want to and like bring everything together.
Yep. Sometimes we'll get 30 people from the drone community and 20 from the mechanic community and all these ones all kind of clash in here, and I love it, and then I'll see them weeks later, and there's a lot of pride in that. Like Pauline Newman, we always bring up, she does, and I'm so proud of this, I know what a dunny bag is now. And she does these dunny bag reviews, and inside you have all these mechanic guys and car guys because they love her presence and they met here, and I'm so proud of that. That's probably the biggest, because there's not much more we know what we're talking with advertising. But that is worth its weight in gold. And not just in there to sub, but actually participating in a live stream or something. I love it.
Yeah, because I think sometimes we forget as creators that we are also the viewers. We still are the viewers. So besides whatever we are doing on our channels, we still have other interests as well. Other things in life, profession, maybe a different hobby that not necessarily is included in our channel, but we're still passionate about. So why not to connect with those people too, right? Why not to watch those videos as well as viewers? We still
I think a shining example of that was the coin community I met this summer, and they were great. They're coming in droves, who then brought us to the metal detecting community, who then led us to this amazing niche called metal magnet fishing. And they fish with rods, except they use magnets on it. And it's an ecological thing where they actually clean up old shorelines or docks. They find all the old spark plugs and clean it up. Plus, they find watches and cell phones. Exactly. And we got friends that come in here now from that. And I'm like, I never even would have thought this existed. And then we found 1,000 channels in it.
Again,
that's the beauty.
It gets you out there. It gets you discovering new things.
And it's like you're opened up to this whole, like, YouTube is massive. And, because you watch somebody, like your friend might not necessarily watch that same person. Everybody's got their corner of YouTube, right?
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, Jonathan, so we're sitting at a table Jonathan built, right? And in order for him to like build this, he watched a tutorial on YouTube. Yep. And I'm sure once he like went into that whole rabbit hole of how to build stuff on YouTube, it's like, wow, this is, people are making a living just teaching people how to build. Everybody's got their corner. That's like, that goes back to the thing I said earlier. If you feel that you're passionate about something, but you think that a lot of people might not be interested in that thing, just make videos about it. There's going to be a huge amount of people that are interested in the exact same thing that you are, and they'll be like, wow, that person thinks exactly how I think of them. I'm going to subscribe to them because they are on the same wavelength as I am.
That's right. Or even if you're not so into it at first, I love the way that one presents. Oh, I love the way he shoots his video. It opens up all the new stylings. I want to collab with this person. We could bring our two genres together and really make something interesting together. There's so many possibilities. It's like the world's greatest library in here every night. Because you have every interest.
Absolutely.
I love that. And I'll look, Johnny Boy TV says smoke weed. Yeah, he's part of the weed community. And people do that. And they meet with people who are there. Are accountants that do it. And there's an interest for everybody on here. I don't judge by any of it. that's just here to enjoy each other, be respectful to each other, and put their love into their work is all I would ever ask of anybody. You know?
Yeah, I often question, like, oh, what was life like before YouTube? How did people learn stuff? You know what I mean? It's gotten to the point now where people, it's not necessary to go to college, for example, because you could learn anything you want online, anything, whether it be YouTube or other like tutoring websites. Really, there's like no need for,
as long as you're disciplined enough.
Yeah, as long as you're disciplined enough to like
just
make
set your
it
own
happen.
schedule,
Exactly.
and to actually follow through and teach yourself through the videos on there and come up with your own curriculum.
Anything's readily available to you online.
And even reinventing yourself. I mean, okay, my job fell out. I got to figure what to do. They find something on YouTube that inspires them, not to do a YouTuber, but even to do in real life. They can study the whole thing and become quite engrossed in the information and become successful in real life in occupations based on what they find here.
Totally.
Speaking about organization, as a self-employed people, how do you organize your life?
Yeah, well, it's good thing. That's a good question. I think that's part of what we're dealing with right now is having to or needing an office. The lines get blurred a lot.
Yes.
So being freelancers, or I'm a freelancer. Nathan has he works at a restaurant. As a freelancer, it's just like at what point do you stop working essentially on the creative stuff? At one point does Methodbox turn off? And it's bigger than creating videos. You know, you do have to have a social media presence, like we were saying before. So at what point do you just turn all that off and say, okay, this is me time?
Yeah.
So part of that is compartmentalizing your life so that your office is somewhere else that's separate from your home. That's the part where we're at right now. That's what we're trying to figure out. That's the beginning of where we want to take this creative workspace and eventually an event space. It starts with an office. So I think right now it's just that you hear it all the time and time again. It's about balance, just trying to be disciplined enough to say, okay, I've put in this amount of time into the Methodbox. I put in this amount of time into my other projects. Now it's going to be me time. You have to be really conscientious of it. You have to be self-aware of it. Otherwise, you'll just get swept up in the work and you'll never be able to turn it off.
Genki says, I still write myself quarterly curriculums. Yeah, it helps.
I love how Genki's profile picture is just bright pink, so no matter what, it just pops.
Yes, and
I love that.
It's
smart. So smart. It's so smart.
It's good great branding. Yeah.
It's like there'll be so much stuff, and then bam, bright pink. Oh, that's Genki.
I love it.
You know, it's just it's smart. Very smart.
It is. That's that'd be right down you guys' alley. That's like a picture, a textbook example of marketing is right there. You know, everything is about being seen.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful documentary. I'm sure people already know about it. It's called The Fry Fraud on Hulu.
Fire Fraud
on Hulu. And they talk about part of how they were able to get this festival under the eyes of everybody was they created this social media wave where everything was bright orange. So whenever people would scroll through the feed, they would stop because that was a color that they weren't used to seeing. Right. And then it caught your attention. Kind of like right now, you've highlighted our names.
Yes, exactly.
It's that bright orange.
Yeah, so people would post just it like the post on Instagram would just be an orange block, nothing else, and it would just say like it would just say Firefest, and like people would keep seeing that. Like, why do we just keep seeing this orange block?
So to wrap this back around, that's what we focus. I mean, psychology. That's what marketing is, psychology, and that's what branding is. And that's just one of the many things that we talk about on our channel as far as branding goes. And kind of delve into all of it.
And it's very true what you just said. I have a background in marketing, and Xenia's background is in psychology, and that's exactly how we have we put those two forces together on our channel. You know, same as we did our business, and they are hand in hand constantly.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Creating posts, what are you saying? How does it look like up until the colors,
Yep.
Definitely.
Like audience appreciation comes back to, and I was listening to an interview one time with Kiss, and Gene Simmons said, we grew up in the 70s. He said, in all those bands, all they did was you go pay to see them, and they put their back to you and play in front of their amp for 2 hours. That's why Kiss reversed everything around and became this exotic show. Was in rebellion to that. So that's what we did, the same thing. Let's just put everything into the audience we can possibly give them, make everything about them, every chance we get, every moment. There's, you know, because people want to feel good and people want to feel like they're bringing some. That's why we gave everybody wrenches. If anybody's new, it was to take away any hierarchy. So whether you have 2 subscribers or 2,000, you matter in here. You have a voice. You're not judged on that. And
yeah,
also,
and you guys built the whole brand around that.
Yeah,
right?
our clothing, everything is the Blue Wrench Group, which is a selfie. And instead of just asking to tweet it out, we ask for these selfies, which is a great way for us to get noticed, gives them attention. You know, everybody's winning in it. And also it works as a clean city initiative. If you give everybody a stake in the channel, they all take some pride in it, and then we don't even have to watch the chat. God forbid if somebody screws around. Because when there's 140 wrenches hit you, the screen grows gray for about 2 minutes while they're all timing them out. Because they do. They're part of it. They really are.
Yeah.
Without them, we wouldn't have it, and I can't stress that enough, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I see some of the moderators in the chat being like, "Oh, these like so and so are guests of Methodbox. Please be nice." It's like people like that are what make this possible.
Yes, 100%. And we're not asking them to do it. They're sharing links for everybody. They've never been asked to. They're just taking it on their own initiative.
That's awesome.
Thank you, guys.
That's like the true power of community, right there.
Yes, because I stopped using community for a while, and I want you guys your thoughts on this one. And it kind of really threw people off. But why I did it was I found community was starting to get thrown around too much that it became divisive in some parts. Not everybody. YouTube was supposed to be at one time a community. We were all YouTubers under one roof. And some did it well, but some were almost using it like, well, if you're in this community, you can't talk to this community, and you can't go here and go there. And I kind of put my foot down and said that one night that I'm never going to say community again. You can't get away from it, YouTube. But I wanted people to think and rethink what community was on YouTube for themselves. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I've never seen it that way. Like, I'm aware that because YouTube is so massive, that there are countless communities out there, but I never saw it as communities competing. I'm just, you're only aware of what's in front of you. We're only aware of our community,
that's
our
right.
corner of YouTube.
Yeah.
So when we talk about community, we're just talking about the community that we've built, and it's really like, I mean, like, you can look at your Facebook page and look at your network of Facebook friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your Facebook community.
Yeah.
So it's community is specific to an individual. It's not like there are set communities out there, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, because someone like you guys, like a channel like you guys, your community is completely different than everyone else's community because you have your fingers and toes dipped in so many.
Yeah, it's a hodgepodge of all the other communities. That's kind of why, from looking on the other side, we get to, like, it got so bad at one point I had to make up the expression, it's like a bar, no more gang colors allowed. We had to stop all talk of community because some wouldn't come in if this community was there, and vice versa. It was almost like gangs,
Totally.
And we said that's enough. We're a meeting place for everybody. But there's lots of great communities, and I just wanted people to rethink it so they think of it in a more positive way, put a seed in their head and reevaluate it.
Sure.
Well,
got it.
But you guys, I mean, we're familiar with you guys' community for a while, and it's been nothing but amazing. So it's no reflection. You guys, I'm more doing it to get people to see what great communities look like.
I remember No Small Creator Community was when they started the Facebook group. And then there was literally, I think, 20 people in there. And then slowly it all blew up so big that they had to migrate it to Discord.
Yes.
And so we all were part of it too. It's just we're not like, it's not our core community, but we're still part of all these groups as well, which is great to see. You kind of get the best of all of it, so to say.
Which that's saying a lot too. I know you guys have your kids, right?
Yeah.
You were putting them to bed earlier.
Yes.
Is that what? And you guys do this how many times a week? Is it twice a week?
Six.
Oh, you guys are at it every single day.
Except for
Saturday.
Saturday, yes.
Saturday, yes, yeah.
I forgot. Thursday, we're on at 7 p.m. Eastern every night, except for Thursday. We do a 1 p.m. for all the European people because they stay up late to watch us so much. So
Wow.
It's a lot.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's your evening talk show,
Yeah,
that's great. So you guys are full-time YouTubers then?
Looks that way.
Well, it looks like that way. We do have we do have our company that does photography and video, but because of the winter, it's more off-season for weddings and events and stuff. So we are more focusing on YouTube. But it's kind of like 2 full-time jobs, really.
Yeah, sure.
The video
know
creating
that
and
feeling.
YouTube, yeah.
Definitely
Yes,
know that
definitely.
feeling.
I was reading somewhere. I think it was Forbes that were listed top 30 YouTubers under 30, and the main thing that was in common with all of them, that the average amount of hours that they were spending on their YouTube channels was 72 a week.
Oh, a week?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, top 30 YouTubers are under 30 on Forbes.
Yeah,
72 hours.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And then if you count in the job or, any other freelance job that you're doing, it's like, wow, I need more hours.
But the truth is everyone's an overnight success, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just as easy as that. You turn the camera and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's easy. It's easy.
And that's what people don't realize is that's something with us is, well, they're doing this, they're doing okay, so we're going to do it too. But they don't realize the work into it. Like guests are a lot of work. Booking, cancellations, planning events, finding the right guests. It's not just bringing your friends up because they're available in the chat.
Lots of times people were saying like, well, you're live streaming. That's not a content. Video is a content. And you're not creating any content. And it's like, well, try and sit here and create a week worth of content into live streams and then say it's not a content.
It's difficult.
It's just a different format.
Like you said, you're producing a talk show every single night.
Yeah, it's just different format. And that's what comes back to what we talked about before, that I think YouTube haven't really... People are more and more doing that, but YouTube haven't really clicked into awareness of that it is a separate format and actually making it work in the algorithm that exists now. It differs a bit, well, quite a lot actually from the way it is when you're posting the video. Right, so they haven't caught up really on that. Although, like live streaming has been going more and more for even brands and companies, they are doing more and more live streaming as well.
And Joe always says it too. I gotta just say as a side note, he always takes the time to say how much respect he has for what we do, and that always means more to me than any super chat we could ever get. It really does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, for somebody that just is thinking of starting a YouTube channel, they're just watching maybe us and just thinking, or maybe just have 2 subscribers and they never posted anything. What would be your strategy for somebody who would say, you know what, I want to start a YouTube channel. How should I do it? What are the, 5 points, let's say, or suggestions that you would say, like, you have to do this, this, this?
Got it. So you want 5 points. Well, I'll start off with the first. Okay. The first one I'll say is, as I said earlier, do a little bit of research. Find out the topic that you want to delve into. How successful is that topic even? And then also figure out other channels that are similar to what you want to do and figure out how they're doing it. And then start to kind of take a little bit from a lot of different creators that you like that are doing what you want to do in your research, and then go off and start creating. That would be tip number 1.
Yeah. So figure out the creators that you do, like put the creators that you do watch and like figure out what you like about their work, what resonates with you, and like write it down on a physical sheet of paper, the things that, but then keep you watching their videos. So you have it all laid out in front of you and figure out how you can incorporate that stuff into your work, because those are the things that like you're the example of an audience member of theirs. So like, how can your audience that you're going to eventually end up building, how can you make your content enjoyable to them?
Yeah.
So figure that out. And I think in the beginning, like I always say this, it's okay to kind of be a little derivative of the people that are already out there. Just know that you're not going to get far doing that, because there's already the Peter McKinnons and the Caseys and the Codys and all those people.
The point of that in the beginning is to find your voice.
Yeah, the point of is like, it doesn't matter if you're copying them in the beginning, just because you're creating, and eventually once you start creating, you're going to end up finding your voice and you're going to be your own person. Right. But like, don't let that stop you from creating in the beginning.
Yeah.
Another point would be to create a large body of work. Just keep making stuff. There's going to be a point where your taste, because your taste is good, everyone's taste, most people's taste is pretty good. The downside is that their skill set isn't matching their taste. So the way to close that gap, as Ira Glass is quoted saying, is to create a large volume of work, and that gap between your taste and your expectations will the reality expectations will close. So that would be my second tip. Just keep making stuff once you've figured out what it is you want to make.
I would say that have a solid idea of the piece of content that you want to put out before you just go out and start shooting. I know a lot of times before we started like really getting serious about figuring out the content that we were going to put out, I would go out and just like start filming a vlog, and then I would get into the editing room and then I'd just be pulling my hair trying to figure out what I'm going to do with all this stuff. It's good to have a clear idea of what you want to end up making, what the end result of the video is going to be before you record it. A lot of times that could either be, you know, deciding on what the title is before you go and start recording, or the thumbnail, and like base it around that, because you're gonna, especially starting out, you're gonna find it a lot easier to produce the content that you are trying to make and get your message across a lot clearer.
Yeah, and then once you have that thing that you've made and you want to hit publish on it, make sure you do your due diligence on the search engine. Make sure that you're doing the best possible thumbnails, best possible titles. There are things like TubeBuddy, that their YouTube Studio app that can help you with analytics. You could even just search ahead of time, how would this title do in comparison to other videos that are similar, and it'll rank it. Use this to your advantage. Use software like this to your advantage in optimizing the best and giving your video the best chance of succeeding in the algorithm, because what's the point of making something if no one sees, as you said earlier? So that'd be another tip.
Something else I'd say, just sorry, I mean, I know we're just going back and forth, but
that's great.
I want this. You're doing
okay. Another thing I would say is, and we stress this, I don't know if we can stress this even more, but story is so important. If you can hook your audience in the beginning and bring them on this emotional roller coaster throughout your video, that is what's going to keep people watching your videos and hooked throughout the entire thing. And like at that point, you don't have to worry about retention rates, as long as like you have this hook in the beginning of the story that people can like emotionally understand and empathize with. People will keep watching your videos, whether it be a story within the actual video itself or the whole channel and arc. A lot of people watch Casey's videos in the beginning because he was building a company, and a lot of people wanted to see the developing of a company and see what it was like going through this process. So keeping people almost on a journey throughout the video, that's a great way to keep them hooked.
Not only that, but what you do when you storytell is when you do make them feel something, is that's the thing. It's an emotional connection to what they're watching. So in a day and age where there's so much saturation of content, that is how you stand out. It's not pretty pictures. Pretty pictures, if you could do that as well, great. A lot of people are visual, but if you can make them feel something with your story, then they'll remember that feeling, and then that's what they want to share. That's what they'll want to tell their friends about. That's what they'll want to go back and re-watch. So yes, story is king.
I always tell people, when you see on the news, you know, they capture a bank robbery or a bad car accident, and you know, they share it like from Facebook, and it's got 3 million views now. Nobody was saying, well, he should have stood behind the car a little bit more, and the angle, and it's a bit great. No, the story took over everything. Nobody cares what it looked like. It was capturing the moment.
Right. For sure. And what I was gonna say was, being able to develop that story and captivating your audience in the beginning and making them feel like an emotional roller coaster throughout. Yeah, that's what's gonna keep people and like make it not like. When I was starting YouTube, I was focusing a lot on the bells and whistles, but I soon come to realize, especially working with Jonathan, that like story is king. You need to focus on that first. Whether it's like go watch a YouTube video on how to tell a good story or how to tell a story. I think every person should start with the fundamentals. Start with that as their base, and then do all the extra stuff after that, because that is what's necessary to a great video and keeping and retaining an audience.
And the last thing that we'll say as a tidbit of advice, just to kind of, because I don't know if you noticed, but we've essentially told you a story from the very beginning to now we're at the post-production phase and promoting your video. The last thing you want to do is cultivate that community, engage with the community, because they're the ones that are going to watch your work. They're the ones that are going to share your work, but make sure to reciprocate that as well.
Yeah. Way back when Sarah Dici, she had created a video about Casey Neistat, and she wasn't big yet. Like it was so she got a lot of her audience because Casey Neistat shouted her out, but which kind of like put her on the map, and now she's gained even more subscribers from that. But before that, you know, she was in her own corner of YouTube making tech videos in New York, or in I think she was in Tennessee or something before she moved to New York. And she had about 3,000 subscribers, right? And she put out this video basically called how to make a video like Casey Neistat, or how to vlog like Casey Neistat. And
it was a good video.
Yeah. And she had 500 views on that video when Casey Neistat first saw it. And the reason Casey saw it was because she had so many devoted followers that tweeted at Casey on Twitter saying, hey, you need to watch this video. Hey, you need to watch this video. Have you seen this yet, Casey? Tagging Casey. So basically, Casey got bombarded by all these tweets and eventually saw her video when it was only at 500 views. And Casey shouted her out, and now she's Sarah Dietschy.
It's amazing.
So that just shows the power of community.
Well, and it's more grassroots now. It's always been that way. Like if you were in music, it took that one guy to come in the bar and hear you playing or whatever, that it was a brother to our producers. But now you can do it so much more grassroots with tweeting out and stuff like that. It's amazing.
Who would have thought all you needed was Bradley Cooper to come in and listen to you play in a bar, and
That's
all
right.
of a sudden you'd be a star. Yeah.
That is so true.
But it does take a village to raise a creator. Yeah. That's what my new saying now. But it is.
Yes,
it is
that's
very
the thing.
true.
Yeah.
And stick to itiveness, the go-getting attitude. You know, and it inspires other people to do it for you. You don't even have to ask them to tweet it out. Just by showing your motivation, your drive inspires other people, and then they push with you. You know, you create that momentum.
But also, we can't stress enough that being part of that community is that reciprocating thing.
Oh,
you know,
definitely.
when you're inspired by them, you know, give them some love.
We want to hit 5K before Christmas. We were at 5K. We were at 4,700.
Yeah.
And on a Monday night on our show, we just announced we were going to do it. Instead of offering money and stuff, we said, guys, here's how it's going to work. For everybody that does a shout out, for us a shout out video, we're going to give you a free ticket on the spin night when we feature channels. We're going to put you up first. And we're going to do a draw at the end. And the winner, we're going to pick all those ones that did shout outs. We're going to put you on a wheel and spin it. And whoever wins, we're going to do a full interview with you in the new year. And we got 300 subscribers in 2.5 days because of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That just goes how valuable your interviews are. And look at us. You picked us to be on. So.
Whoa, God, you guys add value to it. You really do.
Yes, we wanted you to come on, but we're so thankful for you to taking your time and coming here.
Thank you.
Well, money, because my whole thought behind it is money is okay, but if you can make people feel appreciated that way, everybody's winning. And everybody won from that, you know, and there was no way to lose. They did shoutouts. They used their hashtag Puša to 5K, so they got more people going to their videos, which got more people of theirs coming to ours. Then the interview came. It was a win-win for everybody. Mm-hmm. Nobody lost. So, you know, and that's that appreciation once again. You're relying on the people who got you where you are, you know, instead of saying, 100%. Oh, it's all about me and all about me. Make it about the group, you know.
Do you think that it is the main difference between the TV and YouTube, that we all kind of say it's slowly becoming TV, but the main difference is that connection with audience that TV does?
I would say so.
100%.
I would say so, yeah.
I love that, you know, you can get direct feedback from your audience, especially, I think that's why vlogs went off so well, because it was timely and relevant, that people knew it was being recorded the day before. So you could ask your audience a question and then implement it in the next day's vlog.
Yes.
So it's that instant connection that you're able to create, which popularized it. And that's why I think YouTube is a magical platform that it is.
And what a great feeling as a viewer when somebody's actually been addressed.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And it's like, even when like someone tweets at me, like a YouTuber that I watch, I feel more inclined to be like, yeah, I'm going to keep watching your videos. Like I interacted with them. It's like, yeah, let's do this thing. You know?
Of course. It is so true. I mean, people by nature want to be appreciated, and they're not asking for the world. You know, they just want to feel like they matter.
Yeah.
And if you can fill that thirst, you've got somebody with you for the long haul. I truly believe in that in the end. We had a guest on this fall. You probably not know, you're too young for him, but Doug Tenaple. He's the one who created the famous video game Earthworm Jim.
Okay.
And he was a creator, went on to be a TV exec. He pitched for Spielberg and all these things. He was on as a guest. And how I found him was he's gone grassroots again. He's left all the Hollywood, and now he has a live stream where he was drawing these comic books at a more expensive price, but all the fans get to see them drawn page by page. And,
sweet.
And what he does at the end is he just throws the Hangout link in the chat and invites all these young artists to come draw with him for an hour.
That's so rad.
And I'm like,
awesome.
That's how I met him. I went up and I said, well, I don't draw, but I got, and he's like, I like what you're doing. And I got nervous. Do I look like an ass by asking this? But seize the opportunity. I said, we have this show. And he goes, I like it. Let's do it. And I'm like, okay, when? He goes, next week. And sure enough, he was up like 6 days later with us. He spent 3 hours, and he talked all about that, about how, because I said, why are you here with all that you have? And he said, because this is where it's at.
Yeah, he even talked the story about Netflix.
Yeah, he was at Netflix, and he was working on a new TV show with them. Pardon me, and they had this asterisk up beside a number that said 60%, 45 and younger have given up television. They're watching streaming. But the asterisk, nobody would tell him what it meant. But finally, after some digging, that meant, though, that number is being cut into by YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's where it all started. And that's what made him run for it.
And that's why he changed his platform to YouTube from Netflix.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because on YouTube you have free will. You can upload
Yep.
whatever you want. It's like you're not constrained to like a contract or anything. It's just you just have to click a couple buttons, publish your video, and bam, it's there for the world to see.
It's the place for the modern day entrepreneur.
That's why I was thinking maybe I'd like to introduce you guys to each other. I think he has a really interesting story, and that kind of falls in what you guys are doing. Because I found him on a panel one night, and he was talking to these people, and I looked him up, and he had Patricia Heaton, the mother from Everybody Loves Raymond, sitting in his living room. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? But you got to seize the moment on here. You got to be open to just taking chances like that. I was in Gary V's chat the other day and met a channel coming with the check mark, and I looked, he has 500-some thousand subscribers. Hey there, great to meet you. Listen, we have a talk show, and we're trying to motivate you to. Would you ever be interested? The worst they're going to say is no. And I told people, we got to be like Gary V would be if he was here right now. He'd be the first one networking. And then all of a sudden people started doing it, like it lit a spark with them. And then they're like, well, I got this kind of a channel. I'm doing this and that. And I'm like, that's the spirit. It's not saying join me or sub me. It's networking, talking about what you do, and is there anything we could do together?
Because at the end, I think also it's not the numbers. Again, coming back to that, there's so many amazing stories and people behind channels that has almost no subscribers or very little, but there's amazing story behind it, and oftentimes I think people disregard those numbers just because, well, that's just nothing, and they lose on that because they don't get to hear the story.
Yeah, and that's something I brought up to Jonathan a while ago, is that when you get an opportunity to do something with a channel that's like that you've watched for a while, that you look up to, it brings a sense of like excitement. You're like, yes, I'm actually doing something with this channel. And I'm afraid that say you do get to a point where you're like at millions of subscribers, I feel like naturally people lose that excitement. It's just like, oh, collaborating with another person. It's just like, okay, yeah, it's a business move rather than like a sentimental, like, yeah, we made this happen. Yeah. And I just know that like I want to stay excited about stuff like that.
Well, yeah, there's like, that flying economy, and your last money, and do I get enough travel points to make this happen to get that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you say, it's not the business procedure. It was like when Peter McKinnon got in with Casey Neistat. His whole world changed, and people, that's like a rock thing, like, oh, he forgot the guys. No, he became then the bottom end of the big guys, so he has to now learn all these people. Collaborations have changed. His whole world is spun upside down.
Yeah.
It's a different business at that point.
Who do you want to collab with? Who are you looking up to and that you would like to that you haven't before?
To collab with? Oh, well, I mean, just like all the YouTubers I watch, whether it be Casey or like H3H3.
Yes.
Or, yeah, H3H3 is great. I love them. Oh my God. They're so good. I know they just uploaded their gender reveal video today. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it.
We have our list of YouTubers that we want to collaborate soon-ish. Like Colin and Samir would be, because they're in LA. Well, one of the things we realized is that LA, you would think there'd be a lot of YouTubers out here kind of doing what we're doing, like the filmmaking take on YouTube. In Los Angeles, there's not. It's kind of weird. But Colin and Samir is a channel that's been around for a little while, and they're kind of doing something similar to what we're doing, in that it's two guys that are filmmakers, and that's about it. But we've met them once, but we want to do like a genuine collaboration with them.
Nice.
Cool.
There's so many opportunities, isn't it?
Yeah. It's cool because when we actually did do our thing with them, we had like 4 videos out, which was nothing. And they were like, hey, let's meet up for some coffee and talk shop. And then after that, it was like, we've kept in touch. And I think something might be in the works soon, hopefully.
That would be
with
awesome.
Sony was asking, are you attending VidSummit again this year? And what other like conferences are you attending this year? What
So the thing is, last year we got invited for free because we won that competition. This year the tickets are $1,600, which is a lot of money. That's like, I think last year they were like 800, so it literally doubled in price.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe we'll show up.
We're gonna have to do some. We're gonna have to do some charming to Daryl.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's a lot of money. Like, that's a huge commitment, and I know it's become more popular. But there's at some point where is it worth your return on investment? I mean, it's not that it's not an amazing show, but that's a lot of money up front too.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully that price tag goes down by the time it gets closer to it.
Yeah, because that's a lot. I know too. I've seen the
but,
numbers.
We'll probably be at VidCon this summer. VidCon is held in Anaheim. We went last year. We'll probably go again this year. And then the next big thing probably won't be VidSummit next October, probably. Yeah.
We're thinking about VidCon this year. That's what we're starting to look at. So
yeah, if you go, we should meet up.
The demographic is a lot younger.
Yeah.
But it's more of like a festival kind of feel.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of really good speakers if you can find them. A lot of good side things that you can do. That's how we met Jack Conti, was at one of the like personal talks that he was having. And
right.
we were sitting next to him just to be able to ask him questions. And so there are things like that conferences can provide, even if they are more for a younger demographic, that you can get some value out of it.
That's it. It's more of a networking event. That's what I would see it as more, just trying to get the name out there more and reach into that bit of a younger. I don't want to go too young. We know our demographic where we fit best. And that's something very important I tell people all the time, is to know where you fit. But I want to kind of just feel it out a little bit more and kind of.
Yeah. It's a good time. You'll be in Anaheim, so if you want to go to Disneyland one of the days, you can.
That's right. I used to go there every year. The NAMM Festival just finished when I worked for that music company. That's where we had our trade shows every year. Was at the NAMM show in Anaheim. So I miss it.
There was one more question I wanted to ask. Alana was asking. I have a question talking about Disney, actually.
Yeah, she's a Disney Channel.
What if after you started, you feel that you have had too big of a niche or tapping into more than one? Is it okay to switch gears, and how would you approach this?
Okay, well, as we were saying earlier, right, about that ship that's gradually steering off to a different course. The thing is, if you've amassed a certain amount of subscribers, let's just say the number is 5,000. If you've amassed that, they're there because you've essentially promised something. You've promised them a very specific brand, so they know what to expect from you. So if you're going to pivot and switch your niches, it's almost better to just start a new YouTube channel and migrate that audience, those that want to go from your current 5,000 over to your new channel, instead of angering all the 5,000. What's going to end up happening is a lot of them are going to unsubscribe from you, and a lot of them are going to feel unfulfilled because they aren't getting the thing that you promised them. So just start over. Have two things going then at the same time.
I actually disagree with that.
One of our many creative.
That's good though. That's nice.
fine.
That's the dynamic of a duo.
I disagree with that because I think, okay, so you have your channel, you're doing whatever, and then you want to pivot. So you have this new thing that you want to do. If people want to unsubscribe, cool, let them unsubscribe. But I think to a certain extent, you've built that brand around yourself. People are there. Yes, they're there for the thing that you're making videos about, but they could also be there because they enjoy your input and they appreciate your what you have to say about something.
Yeah.
So I think that if you have like an idea that you want to shift to, keep that channel, and just like do the pivot, explain to your audience what's going on, be transparent, say if I'm doing this new thing. If you don't want to follow along, unsubscribe. It doesn't matter. But I'm gonna do this new thing. If you want to continue on my like journey as a person and like being interested in this new thing, because if you were creating something about something originally, unless it's something like completely different, a lot of the time it's probably not that far away from the thing that you were originally creating. And the people that were watching you originally, there's a chance they could be interested in whatever it is you're creating, and you already have that audience there. Unless it's like you lose a bunch of subscribers, or like you don't lose a bunch of subscribers and then just become inactive and it like hurt you, I think you should stay on the same channel because you already have a built-in audience. Chances are, like, even if they don't like the stuff that you're putting out, some of them will like that stuff and just like care about you rather than the stuff that you're talking about.
Well, there's where you can put out those test videos sometimes, you know, one here and there to see how the audience reacts to it before you make a decision.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, 2 different perspectives on one thing. You trust your gut to see where what you want to listen to. Yes,
definitely. And even sometimes just changing the messaging, because sometimes people get frustrated too. And we brought up Bruce, Travels with Bruce, I guess we had on, and long story short, he said that he always started his videos talking to everybody, socializing for 30, 40 minutes, then get to the meat and bones. And all of a sudden, he had some people go to him, listen, we love you, but we just don't have the time for it. You know, we want to get the information and leave. And even sometimes just changing the way you say the information, but keeping the same story is a great way to invigorate your channel again. He just changed that reversed, and all of a sudden, he had tons of happy people. The ones that were there for the meat and bones left after 40 minutes. The ones that wanted to keep socializing, they stayed around.
You know? Right. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Listen to your audience sometimes, you know, never leave go of your message, but, you know, always take input. Because it's hard when we're creators. We're our own business. Sometimes it's hard to have a good talk with yourself in the mirror and say, you know what I'm doing right now is not working right.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's hard to look at your channel from an objective point of view, where it's like you're just analytically analyzing everything.
Yes.
Seeing what works, because a lot of the time you are in your head and you just got to like take a step back and like just actually look at your channel and see what's working.
Definitely. And you're lucky you guys are partners, like, you can do that.
Yeah, exactly. But like you said, if you do choose to pivot your channel, it's good to like kind of test the waters a little bit, see how your audience reacts to it. And then if like they're reacting well to it, then yeah, go ahead and do it. And then like someone in the chat said, most of the time people are there for your story and watch you develop as a person rather than whatever it is you're making videos about.
That's very true. You'll always have a core on that part.
Thank you. Well, what is next for you guys to come? What is there that we can anticipate?
Wow. A lot of our time is probably going to be going into this creative space that we're trying to build, trying to create the center hub for creators in LA, because I mean, like Jonathan said earlier, you would think that there would be a lot of YouTube creators out here in LA, and maybe there are, but it's hard to find them, right? So we want to help those people out, link them up with people that are more established, make a spot where people can all gather and create whatever they want to create and help everybody out, because that's what it's all about, community.
And in the meantime, we want to continue to create content that can help you build whatever it is you're trying to build, whether it's a business, whether it's a personal brand, or it's just a social media presence. We want to go out into the world, get all the insight that we can from entrepreneurs, from YouTubers that have amassed large audiences, from business owners, get all of their juicy little tidbits and continue to make our content through filmmaking to entertain you. So hopefully it's worth your time to help you build whatever it is that you're building.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you're the kind of channel I definitely hope we're going to keep in contact with, because I really like what you're doing. And I think we're on the same page in a lot of things, and I love that. You know, this is the kind of people I really like connecting with, that are like have a vision and a mantra that really works with me in that. And I think you guys are beyond phenomenal.
And that's one of the things that like we always realize whenever we talk to our friends from the internet in real life. It's like, we're both talking about things that we're passionate about, and like we can just talk hours about, because it's what we love doing. So it's so cool to just chat it up with whenever. You
guys promise that we'll meet maybe at VidCon this summer in real life?
With kids, I can't promise, because you never know what can happen. I never want to be alarmed, but let me tell you, we're giving it some very heavily.
But we could go to LA though. That would be a good idea.
Yeah, come to LA. There's plenty to do.
It's nice and warm out here.
I've never been to LA, so
the problem is the grandparents live 850 kilometers away. That's the thing, to get the kids there somewhere.
So how about this? We'll say promise that we'll meet at some point in real life.
Definitely.
That will do.
You gotta come to Montreal, Canada. Actually, here is a big community of Montreal creators. They do have a hub here in Montreal where creators meet and exchange ideas and collab together. So maybe you can come for a business trip to get inspiration from Montreal.
Okay. Oh yeah,
that sounds awesome.
That sounds great.
Nathan, we got his passport the other day.
There you go.
There you go.
And since you already got a place to stay, you have no worries.
Exactly.
We'd love to have you. No, that would be awesome too. Yeah, Well, Montreal's got a different feel to it. It's a very European city within North America, so there's lots of great vlogging opportunities here as well.
Cool.
And stuff like that.
Oh,
so.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure you would love it. Maybe a couple of degrees warmer than it is now.
Yeah, not this time of year.
We're from Chicago. It doesn't matter.
But definitely a lot of things here to explore for sure.
Yeah, I've never been to Canada, so it'd be a great experience.
Well, you have an open invitation.
That's right.
Thank you.
Take you up on that.
Because we definitely at some point have to meet up. No, this has been exactly what I love. And I'm so big into branding. That's why I was so excited to have you guys on tonight. I've been preaching to months. It's nice to have somebody else come on and say, you know, not the same way as you guys take it even further, but that message about how important it is to be a presence on here and a consistent presence.
I don't know if you noticed, but Genki over here, this micro conference, is Creators Offline, and he just suggested that we do one in Montreal. So maybe we set up a micro conference over in your neck of the woods.
Hey, you guys, the dollar's doing good right now. Ours down a bit. It'll get you guys get more buying power up here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
there you go, Genki.
Let's do that. Genki, there is actual Montreal creators space, so maybe we can get in touch and get things rolling with them and actually maybe get the space from them because they have a dedicated space for it. So maybe we can do some collab there.
Yes, that's right.
I love how it sounds.
Yeah, the hands are going. I'm probably going to get a finger in my eye any minute, so if you know me inside.
My head just exploded. It was 1,000 ideas. Yes, Genki, please get in touch with us.
I'm not going to be getting a lot of sleep tonight. I can tell right now. I'm going to get pitched
and I can get in touch with the Creators Hub here, and they're amazing too. I'm sure that would be awesome. For it. Yeah, so that's a great idea. Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
There's direct flights from LA to here. I know. I flew them lots.
Awesome.
For us to visit.
There's lots to watch because when I used to fly a lot for work, you get two types. Was going to the business guys doing that flight, and also not a lot of people realize this. This is the biggest hub in the world for the internet porn industry is Montreal. So they're flying constantly between LA shooting videos and coming up here and doing web series. So when you're on the plane, there's lots of interesting people on there. So, yeah. Well, Montreal was very technical because there was a separation party and they were trying to win votes. So in 2000, they turned this huge area that was destined for destruction in Montreal into a multimedia hub. And it's thousands of people, and they made like green rooms at the time that were so expensive, motion capturing that all these small businesses could share within each building. It's co-opted, so they didn't have to pay taxes. So Ubisoft is here, and all these big companies are here because of that. So it is a real technological hub for it. So
very cool.
No, that would be so
awesome.
Well,
let's do this.
Yeah.
And I love this ending. This is wow.
Oh my God, I'm so glad I got a bit of rest this afternoon because I'm going to be up so late tonight. I can see it coming.
Oh, yes.
You guys are funny.
Thank you, Terrell. And also a recap right here. Let's see, you guys are up to almost, you're 1227 now.
Wow.
Look at that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all so much for coming to our channel and actually taking the time to check us out. We really appreciate it.
We promise to make it worth your while.
Oh, they're not going to be disappointed.
Oh, definitely. Please, guys, watch. If you are going to watch even, like I said, 5 seconds of any of their videos, you're going to be hooked.
Yeah.
The storytelling of anything. You can create a story out of anything.
Thank you.
It's amazing. You got to watch this, guys. If you don't know what these guys are, you know now, and definitely got to follow them from now on because you are definitely going to be creators on the rise. That's for sure.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for letting us in on the ground floor with you.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us onto your show. This is amazing.
We'll definitely have to come back in the future and catch up.
Well, if you guys can spread the word, that would be the best thing ever because we'd like to meet more people. Connect with you guys would definitely be good people we want to be connected with. So
you got it.
Thank you.
And vice versa. I think we have some things that we can bring you guys back on for. I definitely want to keep this thing going. So
sweet.
Thank you so
much for your time, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Have a good night. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we'll see you in the internet.
Sounds great, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night, a great evening. Bye. Take care. Bye now.
Bye, guys.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Well, that was amazing. Wow, now I'm full of energy, pumped. Yay, let's do that.
I know.
Do it.
I know. Like I said, sleep is not going to be popular tonight.
Oh my God, yes.
They're awesome.
That's what I love about these guys.
Take care of the Skinny Collector.
They connect people together. They connect ideas. It's like Idea Factory connecting the entrepreneurs with creators, and I love it. I love them so much. I've been following them basically from the beginning, and We are so glad that we caught them right before they shoot up, and they are inaccessible. Hopefully, still accessible, but
the early kid in says, "Poor Andrew."
Yes, I agree. Poor Andrew at this point. Poor Andrew. My head, like, I wish you could see in it, like, literally exploding with ideas.
I know what's coming already.
Yeah, micro conference in Montreal.
Methodbox is in the chat, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, this is a must channel. This is a must. It's such an important tool for you growing as a YouTuber to be connected with these guys. Not take away even their amazing cinematography and everything. It's absolutely spectacular vlogging, but the messages behind it, and this is just the beginning. So once again, get to know them on the ground floor, guys. You will not regret it. I'm hoping, Sonny. I do think it's awesome. I really do think that would be an awesome idea.
Yes. Well, let's see what we can make out of this. Let's do this. I'm sure this is going to be amazing.
And I think it will appeal to a lot of vloggers because it is a very European city. You know, it gives a different take on shooting as well, you know, for doing videos in the meantime while you're here as well. So it's kind of got a lot of those to offer.
And there is a space already. So
yep. We're going to get in touch with them. We're going to have to start getting things going.
Yes.
Two Family Homestead, hashtag Methodbox. Exactly. They're a really awesome channel.
Yes, that's right. Well, this was amazing.
Yep.
This was amazing. Thank you so much for your time, boys.
Full disclosure, this was the channel I needed right now. Because we all get that, especially here in the winter. January, February, a bit of the winter lull. And that's the exact channel I needed right now. So I owe them so many thanks just for being on. They definitely got me thinking where my head needs to be now. So that was really cool. I'm going to have to sell something to afford all this, Sonny said. Oh, no. I don't want that.
Yeah, well, please come to Montreal. You will have to come to Montreal. It is like back home, right?
That's right. There we go, guys. They're still growing. There you go. Look at that. It's turning right before your eyes. 1234. That is awesome. There were 1177, I think, when they come in. And usually we do that promotion, but I'm saying, guys, this is such an investment in your channel. This isn't the usual wheel run or anything like that. I'm telling you guys, stick with this channel. Watch this channel. You are not going to regret it. This is just the beginning for them. Everything is branding on here. And I know you guys have been hearing me say it for months. And this is a channel devoted just to that. And they are going to fly off the charts. The Huntsman's in here. Another channel flying off the charts. Man, you are flying like crazy. Hope you can connect with Methodbox. You guys would be a good fit for each other as well.
Oh, yes. And talking about branding, Huntsman has a very unique approach to branding, and it's working. It's working big time.
A really great channel. Turning a lot of heads. So
yes, exactly. And yes, if you're looking for a Methodbox, hashtag unbox your method is their hashtag. So check that out. Hashtag unbox your method. Check them out everywhere. They are amazing, and look forward to news about the new microconference in Canada.
Excellent. Yeah, that would be awesome. The Huntsman, you got to make your way to Canada if we do this. You are so needed at this.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. Wow, guys.
Peter McKinnon, not too far to travel.
Yes, Peter McKinnon is just in Toronto. Wink, wink, guys. That's right.
Anybody who knows Peter McKinnon got Cody Wanner is doing a live stream, so be sure to remind him that he knows that Cody could come up.
So there you go, Methodbox. If you're visiting Cody Wanner after in this live stream, you can share with him this amazing idea, and maybe wink, wink of Peter McKinnon that is right here, the neighbor of ours, really.
Yeah. Oh, Huntsman said he'd be there. That would be so cool.
So we already started to plan already, so I hope we all can, guys, connect again, and we'll definitely get in touch with creators headquarters here.
Yeah.
As I said, the space is already available, so that is awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And if you just caught us at the end of this live stream, we hope that you can wind it back and watch at least some of it from the beginning. So many amazing inspiration, idea, and energy. And if you are in a winter lull, like we all here are sometimes,
that's
please
right, Johnny
do
boy.
watch because this was a spur of energy. That extra sugar rush that is gonna last hopefully till summer at least.
Big time.
Yes. Thank you so much, boys.
I don't think there wasn't one person that wasn't inspired by tonight.
Yes.
It's impossible to be a YouTuber and not get that feel from this. So it was awesome. Really great chat. Gotta love an amazing conversation and about YouTube talking shop, and that was phenomenal. So. Thank you guys so much for that tonight. That got me I think I'm even wanting to start editing again because I haven't kind of. That's right. Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. I like people who inspire me and inspiration all around. That's right, Methodbox. That's right. No, and branding is everything, guys. And that's why I was saying that tonight. Even in day-to-day life now, most of us are self-employed. We'll change job multiple times. You are a brand. Whatever your name is there or your channel name here, you're going to be a brand. And you have to be used to selling yourself, connecting with the right people, representing yourself the right way. Because that's all you'll have at the end of the day is your name, your brand to lean back onto. Have you interviewed a gamer before? Yes, Ray Kit, who was absolutely phenomenal. Ray Kit's an amazing channel. One of the better gaming channels on the rise, over 12,000, so involved with his community, and that was so impressed with him.
We also have interviewed Night Shame.
Night Shame as well. My God, poor Night Shame. I mean, so we know him since the beginning. He's so much like a friend. Poor fellow, sometimes I forget.
Yeah, so we have had a couple gamers that you can go and check out on our playlist of season 2.
Yeah.
Definitely lots of info there for gaming channels as well.
Thank you, Nomadic Bike. You can actually see some of my stuff from before. It has been a while since I've done it for my channel. One of my videos was actually picked up by a Russian TV outlet that's showing it. They're using it in a TV series to, I think it's 15 countries, they said. So it'd have a viewership of about 20 million views. It's about travel in Canada, and I did it on Via Rails trains for 150 years. And it got picked up, and yeah, I'm kind of proud of that one. It was fun. Here I can just show a small clip without the music, of course, but just so we don't have any problems with it. So here, there we go. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I gotta move that zoom thing down. That wasn't a good placement for it. So yeah, this one will be shown in yeah, they figured roughly about a 20 million viewership, so that was pretty cool. So pretty proud of that. Thank you, King FPV. You appreciate the, oh my God. I've hit the like button, Push Studios, and I'm here until you close the live stream because I'm here for you. You are so awesome. Yeah, guys, if you ever get a chance, if you can go back and check out a bit of the other video. My favorite one, I think, is She Brought the 80s Back to Montreal, which was made with, I had a song in my head for about 6 months. And I was waiting for the right thing to do with it, and it never came along. And then finally, I decided to take some B-roll that I shot around Montreal, mix it in with a photo shoot from of my niece that Xenia had done, and turn it into the most tacky 80 video, the 80 style music video that I always wanted to do growing up, but couldn't. So I think that's my favorite one. That or the murals.
Yeah, I can definitely see our cinematic videos in the homepage. The playlists are featured there, so you can go and check all those out if you're interested in some of Andrew's other work as well. It's all available there. Event videos, cinematic videos, living photos, train videos. Lots of content there to check out as well.
That's right. And yeah, I'm kind of crazy about trains. My son and I film them a lot. It was a way for me to keep filming and to spend time with him. So right now I still have like 135 gigs of train videos that I haven't even gone through yet. Those are just aside from everything else that I have. I should get back into. So
well, we hope and looks like the guys sparked the energy to create again.
Thank you so much, Johnny Boy. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
This day in rock and roll history, the Beatles played their last live performance in 1969. Wow, what a piece of history, isn't it?
That is awesome.
Wow.
In Montreal, here is where they recorded where they had the famous Love In at the Queen Elizabeth Hotel because, of course, John Lennon wasn't allowed in the States at the time. So if you ever get to visit it, so. Oh, I'm just looking at the selfies we had from Panic D Video did a time lapse.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a chilly night.
Yep. You can see the chill right into it.
Yes, is coming across us. Well, it has been here, really.
And Lala Lydia's hardest working couple on YouTube. Come in and check them out. Isn't that cool? Thank you for everything, guys. Thank you so much for tonight to our guests who are way, way, way beyond awesome. And thank you to each and every one of you guys in the chat. You guys are always way, way, way beyond awesome. Thank you for all you do for our channel, whether it's sharing the links, telling people about it, just being here and supporting other people, making us look good. We can never thank you enough. You are our best foot forward, and I truly mean that. And just be good to each other, guys. Keep growing together. Keep making better and better content. You got it in you. And I hope everybody was really inspired by tonight, because that was absolutely awesome. Yeah.
Not it was.
Oh, I got such a long night ahead of me. I'm almost scared to end the live stream. That's right.
I don't do the happy dance.
Oh, my God.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern with our European edition, where you all are welcomed.
Yes.
Shout out game night, where we spin the wheel to see who is the winner. And, of course, Friday night back to 7 p.m. Eastern as we are here.
I love that Shiny Collector. We love you, Pusa, with love. Thank you so much. And Jason NG, without you guys, there's no Jason, and without Jason, there's no us. It's always hand in hand, guys. Can't stress that enough. You guys are awesome. You have a great night too, Tony and Big Tony. Guys, we have the link, as we always do. We offer another live stream at the end for you guys to come over and raid with us. It's a great way to keep the love flowing. It's a great way to meet new people. It's always voluntary, of course, but it is a great way to, you never know, you might find an amazing channel. The next time could be your live stream that we pick. It's just a great way of keeping the good vibes flowing. So
definitely, just to please a little cautionary tale. Please don't ask for subs in the guest live streams.
Yeah.
Okay, this is extremely rude if you do. So please don't. Okay, we are visitors.
Remember, every live stream is different, and what's good in one live stream is not in the other. It varies from one to one. But just by hanging out there and that, you might find a channel that you've never seen before that you're absolutely in love with, or people that might find you. So just play it cool and enjoy the time with them, and show them some love. It's always great to check out new opportunities. Without doing that, we would have never met all you amazing people. So proof is in the pudding. With that, go ahead.
I wanted to say thank you to Early Kitten. Yes, thank you. We are following now each other, so slowly getting the relationship. Slowly. That's the 2 million subscriber account that is doing some Spider-Man shows.
That is so cool.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Hope you can join us over. Let's go and show some love, guys, for Cody, an amazing, amazing YouTuber, a past guest who was in the chat with us tonight. His wife Amber's channel, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern European shout out, guys. It's open to everybody. Why did I say Eastern European again, not European? Because my wife's Eastern European and I can never get to shake that, so that's how much I think of her. With that said, guys, have a really great night. Much love to you. See us tomorrow. Be well. Keep creating.